Emma and Matt Willis join us now. It's great to see you both.
You
Hi.
too.
There is no question our viewers will be watching this with such interest, particularly when they see the documentary, to try and understand actually the harm, the damage, the impact that having mobile phones, smartphones particularly, is on young people, on children, on teenagers. Emma, were you prepared for what you were sort of about to discover, do you think?
No, because I'm a technophobe, so I'm rubbish when it comes to all things tech. I didn't grow up with it, so I'm really not very good. So, and that's part of the reason that we wanted to do it, because we have kids of the age that we're looking at in the experiment, and we wanted to kind of help navigate them in the world that they're growing up with. The things we found, I was genuinely shocked about, but I think it very much then became, you know, we were exploring, weren't we?
Yeah.
Like the world that they're living in, how they're growing up, how things affect them. And the main part of this is that it's an experiment on children to find out how smartphones affect that age group mentally and physically on the brain.
Yeah.
So everything was tracked. You'll see that they had like EEGs on their brain, their cognitive responses, and then their feelings of anxiety, depression, and how removing these devices make them feel.
What was interesting to me when I watched it was how open and honest you guys were as well. How you like, we thought we had this under control. We thought the parental locks were on. We thought, because we all go through the same thing. You know, my kids are a bit younger than yours. They're 6 and 8. But even we're starting to kind of explore those kind of territories and go, how do we control it?
Yeah.
I think that's all parents. You know, we're all kind of going through this experiment with phones together. You know, they're so new in our lives, and the effects that they're having on kids. We kind of went into it going, oh, we know social media is bad for kids. You know, we've heard that before, but actually seeing that it's actually having a smartphone in their hand, you know, and having access to the internet at all times is so damaging, and in so many different ways. Like, it was remarkable because everywhere we looked, in every kind of category to do with a smartphone, there was damage. You know, it was kind of it was unavoidable.
Well, it's fascinating because watching, and I thought the kids were incredible as well in the class, in the school, and they were so eloquent talking about how they were dealing with it. And one or two of them really struggled. One young lad particularly, physical withdrawal from his phone.
Yeah.
And you're watching it thinking, goodness me, how on earth has it got to this point? But also what's really fabulous is watching them at the end of the experiment and just how they're transformed in many ways.
Yeah. The one thing that, I mean, like you say, they were a brilliant group of kids that, you know, they really wanted to kind of give it a go. Miles obviously mentions in the first episode, like, I'm being paid a £5 a day.
That's cute.
£5 a day to do it.
Yeah.
But actually, the money incentive kind of came out of it because that's the child that you're talking about who literally had physical withdrawal from all of these devices. But they really got stuck in, didn't they?
They did.
And the one thing that they all said was, this is how I socialise. This is my social life, is my device. And they were all really scared that they would be disconnected from their mates. But at the end of it, we found out from them and all of the... it was like a focus group that we did it on, like 26 kids, but the whole school did questionnaires. And they all said they felt more connected without a smartphone than they did with one to their social group.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest thing they were scared of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is one aspect of it, for sure. But then there's the other aspect of it as well, where it gets really dark.
Yeah.
It gets really upsetting. It's devastating for families. That little girl who's bullied as well. And they created, like, a page to just bully her.
Yeah.
It's controlling that too. I don't know how we do it.
I think it's really difficult because I suppose we're on the front line as parents and carers, aren't we? That putting those age restrictions on and time limits on, and simple things like taking phones out of bedrooms at night time so they don't have access when they're on their own. But we can only do so much. Government has to step in at some point, and tech companies have to take responsibility for the products that they are making that don't have any verified age restrictions on them.
No.
Because just by clicking, yes, I'm over 13 and yes, I'm over 18, anybody can do that.
That shocked me when you were looking at that porn site, and it's literally like you just press a button and that's it, you're in.
So are you over 18? Yes, there you go. access to
And that was
graphic material.
Really graphic.
was
From your face, you could see what...
big eye-opener for me. I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's,
What would you?
that's
I mean,
a lot.
you speak to a government representative, though, don't you, Matt? And I kind of, you get the sense that they're no one wants to sort of go, right, we need to do something about this now. They're going to keep an eye on Australia because Australia have already brought in some legislation to try and do this. What would you like to see them do?
I think it's time for them to really take this seriously. You know, I think we've been talking about it for a long time and nothing seems to be changing. And I think the thing is that innovation is brilliant, right? Like, technology is fantastic.
And young people should be able to be part of that world.
Absolutely.
But safely.
Yeah.
Bring in safety for them.
Yeah, and it can't be one rule for like a blanket thing. It has to be, they have to tackle this properly, you know, and go, right, OK, kids are not safe on these devices, whichever way you look at it. So how are we going to deal with that?
So how has it changed the Willis household? You've got 3 kids.
Yeah.
Have they embraced the experiment, or are they kind of like, oh, for God's sake, Mum, Dad?
I mean, as soon as we brought it up, they were devastated. They were like, why do you have to do this?
You two?
Why do you have to do this?
We're like, because of you two. That's why. It has been, it's touchy with our eldest, who's kind of approaching 16.
Yeah, it's right.
Amazingly, actually, our son's 13, and he has been fantastic.
Yeah.
We've tried to kind of inform him and communicate with him as to why.
Yeah.
And he has the rules that we've put in place, like phones out of the bedroom at night,
I think that was a big one.
time limits on things.
Yeah.
He's just gone, all right then. OK.
Brilliant.
And sometimes now he even goes, I don't need my phone at school, so can I just leave it at home? So it's little things like that.
Little
you know?
wins.
Yeah, those
I think
little
for,
wins
for
make a big
parents looking for
difference.
something to do immediately, like Dr. Rogan Chatterjee was on the show with us, and he's incredible. And he said that one thing you can do is you can charge your phones downstairs, because most of the damage and most of the worrying stuff happens when they're alone at night in their room with their phone. So that's one thing that you can do now, which can be safer for your kids.
All phones get charged downstairs.
Yeah.
What are you up to for Christmas?
It's everyone round our house.
Is it?
Absolutely.
Are you cooking the turkey?
No.
Oh, no.
We leave that to my mum.
Kat
She's
will
like
take care of that.
queen of cooking turkeys, Kat.
Mum's a
Wait,
great
you'll be able to eat
Absolutely.
the turkey this year, though, because there was a year where you couldn't eat the turkey, Emma. Is this right?
I can't believe this is still a thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I had a really bad, throat infection, and I didn't want to miss my Christmas dinner, so I blended it like a baby meal and drank it.
You blended in...
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
The whole thing.
Well,
Turkey,
In a blender,
sprouts,
all of it.
a-
Because then you get every flavour at once, and it's great.
we couldn't sort of have you on without taking the opportunity to try it. So we have a full Christmas lunch dinner smoothie.
Oh, my God.
Turkey, Yorkshire pudding.
Hasn't I'm a Celeb finished?
It's warm as well.
Exactly like that.
It's
isn't
warm.
It? Is it
It's
warm?
very
No. And then
Bush
if
Tucker
it's warm,
trial.
I thought it was going to be cold. I was
Come
like,
on, we've all done this for our kids,
Yes,
haven't we?
for sure.
We've made them eat it.
Yeah,
It's just
Here we go.
And
tell me that's not great.
It is actually delicious.
It's
oh,
pretty
no, it's
good.
not.
I like that.
It's really not.
It's pretty good.
I quite like it.
You've got liquefied stuffing coming through a straw.
The only
That's
thing is I
okay.
could do
It's
with a
nice.
fatter straw. Or a
Yeah, I
spoon.
can't get up,
It's
yeah.
nice.
Like a Christmas.
Easy, say that, easy.
You know, a fatter straw would help.
It's just like a Christmas soup.
It is. It's nice.
If it was called a soup rather than a smoothie, it might be all right. but
Yeah.
the fact that you're
Do you want it in a
stuffing
bowl, Ben?
Pigs
Is
in,
that-
it's peanut butter with a spoon.
Finicky, Emma.
Pigs in
Very
blanket through a
finicky.
straw. I'm going to leave that.
Thank
I'm
you,
usually
guys.
quite keen on
I
these
quite
things.
like it. I'd have some French
Yeah,
bread
I'm
in.
and dunk it in.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I'm taking this with me.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Lovely
You're
to see you
welcome.
both.
Thank you very much.
Documentary
Thank you.
is really, really interesting.
Absolutely brilliant.
so much,
It's called The
thanks.
School That Banned Smartphones. It airs tomorrow and Thursday at 8 p.m. on Channel 4. Don't miss it. It's
Love
really
to get your
good.
thoughts on it as well. Do give it a
Really
watch and let us know what you think, because there's some extraordinary findings in there as
nice.
well. Thanks, guys. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
There. And James Marsden joins us now.
How are you?
I'm very good. I was just saying when we were watching that, I am right in the sweet spot for this movie because I've got an 8-year-old and a 6-year-old. They've seen all the previous ones.
Yeah, that's a perfect age.
What can we expect from this one?
Well, I think the fun thing about these movies is that the beginning, the first film was sort of a buddy comedy, just he and I, and then it sort of expanded into the second film. He's got new friends, and it keeps getting bigger. The budget gets bigger and more inflated. And this film is sort of like unleashed, high octane. We're in London, we're in Tokyo. There's many more hedgehog creatures running around. So it's just a lot more for the kids and for the family and everybody.
Can you just explain, in case anybody hasn't seen it, James, how you fit in? Because you actually are yourself, essentially, but you're sort of Sonic's guardian?
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Okay.
Yes,
Right.
adopted father.
Adopted
The first film, it was more of like a road trip buddy comedy. We were like pals. And then it evolved into, I guess Tom, the character I play, Tom, is more of a fatherly figure for him now. And we're sort of the grounding force because he's sort of, he's still a, kind of a petulant teenager who's running around getting himself into trouble, and we're sort of providing the guardrails for him. But yeah, there's still sort of spirit of playfulness between the two of them. But yeah, now we have Keanu Reeves coming on the third film, voicing Shadow.
He's playing the baddie, right?
Yeah, the very brooding, mysterious bad
there's
guy.
a look of Keanu about Shadow as well, by the way. I mean, I don't know whether I'm thinking of Neo mixed in there as well, but...
Yeah, I think there may have been a little Matrix nod there.
Yeah.
Good call.
I like that.
I didn't pick up on that till now.
And Jim Carrey's in the movie as well.
Yeah, Jim Carrey's in the movie twice. Yeah, he's playing two different characters in the film.
Is he? So what are his characters?
One's never enough with Jim.
Yeah, it must be real fun on the set.
Well, he's very subtle, so we can afford to have two Jim. Yeah, he's playing also his grandfather, Gerald Robotnik.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that must be one of the most extraordinary things, because in a character, in a part like that for Jim Carrey, who we know can be so animated and so sort of physical in his characters.
Yeah.
It must be an absolute joy to watch him play it.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I mean, it's funny because he's not really like an improv artist. He can do improvisational comedy, but he comes in with like sheet music. I mean, he comes in with like very detailed ideas about what he wants to do, and it just he's a perfectionist as well. So watching him work is always fascinating because he's a master, and he always finds new ways to kind of do his own thing that we've seen and that we love, but he sort of refreshes it and updates it. And yeah, he's just, he gives this movie, and all of these movies, a nice jolt of energy.
Yeah, he's amazing. Is it difficult to film these movies, though, especially for you? Because there's so much CGI. I'm guessing there's green screen as well. Like, how do you do it, and how do you make it work?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, because it is half, for the people who haven't seen it, it's half live action and half animated characters. In the first film, it was like, obviously we didn't have the budget that we do on this one, so it was like a tennis ball at the end of a stick, and I would have to like kind of watch the tennis ball walking around. In the second film, it moved on to like a little, it was like a little creature, little hedgehog version of him. The third film, it was all puppeteers. They came in with like really like elaborate puppets, and the puppeteers were actually doing the voice as well, so it made it easier for us.
Suddenly you've got something to play against. You've got something that is, you can truly believe
exactly. Instead of just completely having to use your imagination and imagine that a tennis ball.
And were you a fan of the games as a kid? Because
I was.
You were a bit older than me, but it's that era when Sonic came out.
And Nintendo,
and playing on Sega.
I think I was just leaving the video games in my rear view right when Sonic came out. At least I was a big gamer growing up, so I would spend 5 hours a day playing them. I have to stop. But I remember when he hit the scene and it was like Mario Brothers versus Sonic. Sonic. So I did play the game, but then there were, I think there were many different iterations of the game after that, and cartoons, and everything. But it's cool. It's a great thing to be a part of something, a character that's so iconic, and celebrating him in a movie like this, and making movies that you can share with your kids. And it's been a lot of fun.
Got to ask you about jury duty as well.
Oh yeah.
Because it's such a big idea in terms of having a whole cast of people apart from one who doesn't.
I mean, talking to Jim Carrey, The Truman Show was a great example. Like, that was a film that was all about Jim Carrey played a character, had no idea the whole constructed reality around it. You actually made a show that essentially was that, jury duty, with one person who didn't realise that everybody else was acting. Yeah, that was nuts. It was nuts because it hadn't really been done before, and so it was a bit of a high wire act, and can we even pull this off?
Yes.
And then beyond that, it was like, is this guy going to be okay after all of this?
Protecting him.
Truman Show's a movie, and Jim's an actor, but this is a real human being out there who didn't really ask for this, but ultimately it was a celebration of his humanity of his character, and he was a sport about the whole thing. But it didn't make me feel good when we were doing it.
No.
No, I liked making fun of myself and
Sending yourself up.
entitled
Yeah.
Hollywood celebrity. But for him, he was such a pure human being, but it was perfect. It really worked out well. Didn't know it was going to.
That's what you don't know.
Well, no, because it's
No.
such a big idea. That's the thing. And it's like, can you keep the secret as well? Because you must have to improv some of that and kind of find your way a little bit.
Well, yeah, that's it. You can't have scripted dialogue because you don't know what he's going to say. So you have to sort of be on your toes. And I mean, there was scripted outlines of what would happen. Like James gets up and tries to get out of jury duty because he's a celebrity, you know? And then we just sort of say what we want. But yeah, I think the challenge was, you know, we have to make this there has to be comedy there, but we have to make it as realistic as possible so that he doesn't think he's on some show. And anytime he started to get a little suspicious, there were like 2 specific times, then the director said, tomorrow, just pull it all back. We are having boring court day. So no comedy beats, push nothing. And to the point where he would say, well, this can't be a show because this is the most boring day of my life.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So that was
but
sort
then
of
you all had to go through that as well. You all had to sit there and pretend, and knowing it's not, none of this is real. You just got to get through this to
No, and I would sit there ruminating whether or not this thing is going to even be seen by anybody. It's like, is my career over with? I'm just going to sit here. But it turned out really well. I'm very proud of it. And he and I still keep in touch, too. So it's
amazing.
Yeah, he's loving it.
I've got to ask you about The Notebook as well.
Sure.
Because it was literally, it was like my growing up kind of movie. And I can still watch it now and immediately...
Still resonates, doesn't it, with a new audience?
You cry, you're happy, you're sad. It's just like the whole thing. But the response to your character is now slightly different. I've been reading that people are like, no, she should have ended up with you.
I'm being told that quite a bit now.
You're rising like the phoenix out of the ashes.
Yeah, it all worked.
Yeah.
My plan worked.
Play the long game.
No, I think that was really just society changing a bit. Like, now looking back on it, they all view their relationship as toxic. Yeah. Right? And I was the nice guy or whatever, but whatever. I mean, the movie works on so many different levels. It was just amazing that it's become this kind of classic.
Yeah.
Nobody thought we were making a classic.
No.
Making it, but
It's amazing what time does.
Yeah.
We understand, James, that you're quite the impressionist as well. You have a skill and an ability to do impressions. This is what we've been led to believe. You have a very good McConaughey in there somewhere.
Oh, yeah, I think I did a McConaughey back in the day when, And
it's not just the all right.
No, I did. Boy, it's been a while since I've even tried it, but I did something with his like Texas S's where he kind of creeps on in like that. Yeah, I can't. You have to stay on top of these things.
You do.
I did a movie with Woody Harrelson, and he just finished True Detective.
Right.
With Matthew, so he came on with all his little Matthew-isms and I did mine, and we sort of that's what we did on set. So it was fresh in my head when I did that interview. But
have you ever done a Brummie accent though? Do you get can you hear?
Because I can kind of talk a bit like that.
Like
can you talk like that? All right, how am you?
Right, how that? Yeah. Wait, I don't know what you said.
No. Not many people do.
What did you say?
All right, Bab.
I'm better at parroting it. Yeah, I can say it back maybe.
Similarly,
but if you have the expectations of go, give us your best. Like I'll always fail.
A nice kip of tie.
Yeah.
You want a nice kip of tie?
Yeah, nice kip of tie.
Kip of tie? What is that?
A cup of tea.
Like a cup of tea.
Kip of tie.
You want a kip of tie?
Where is that from?
That's the Midlands.
Well.
That's sort of Brummie.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Kip of tie.
Yeah.
He's looking at me very, very
Would you like a
right
nice
now.
kip of tie?
Nice kip of tie.
Yeah. That'd be
go.
nice.
You're
yeah.
good. You're
Kip of
good.
tie. I can't wait to say that to everybody in them. What
Yeah,
the hell? What are you saying? What are you
If you
saying?
go anywhere near the Midlands, they'll all.
Yeah, well, I'm here for a good week, so I'll see if I
amazing.
can fine-tune some of it.
Excellent.
Enjoy your time
Thank
here.
you so
Yeah,
much
it's
for
good
coming on
to
the show.
chat with you
Nice
guys.
to chat. And Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is released in UK cinemas on the 21st of December. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Is here. Lovely to see you. Thank you for coming in.
Oh, thanks for having me. It's very festive here. I think I've counted 18 Christmas trees.
Yes.
So you're
Presents
having
under
a
everyone.
Christmas tree market.
We've
I'm
got.
going to take one with me when I go.
Is Christmas big in the Marshall house? Are you fully decked up?
No, we do Christmas in France, so we sort of... well, our house is very plain at the moment.
So it'll be more festive over there.
More festive over
when
there.
eventually you get there.
Yeah,
Okay. But what is festive is the Christmas special.
Very much so.
What can you tell us? Because I've got to be very careful what I say, otherwise I give too much away.
No spoilers.
Because it was a bit like, leave, and a bit scary. There's ghosts involved.
Yeah.
It's a bit Dickensy.
You couldn't be any worse than me at spoilers. I'm the worst.
Are you?
So I'll just sit here and tell you what it's all about.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's sort of it's a ghost story, really. It's a sort of Christmas festive haunting, which is a sort of the kind of case that very much butters Humphrey Goodman's parsnips, if you know what I mean. Christmas parsnips. So, and obviously he's got until Christmas to solve the case, and you know, it's fun. It's kind of it's got, like you said, it's got a bit of Dickens about it. It's quite Dickensian. It's very Christmassy, very festive, but it's also quite wacky as well.
It was, because at the end it goes a little bit Scooby-Doo. Watch it when it's out and you'll see what I mean, because there's almost a bit where you solve the crime and it goes a little bit... You go back in time.
Yeah, well, we sort of go inside, and it's unique to the show, I think, that we sort of go inside his head to solve the crimes. And so he knows what's going on, but anyone who comes with him inside his head doesn't know what's going on. Of course, they sort of go back into the crime and revisit the crime, so the people who are doing the crime have no idea what's going on. So it's a bit Scooby-Doo, but I love it. It's very unique to the show, and I think it adds its own sort of spiciness to it.
There's that lovely thing, that familiarity and the joy that people have in your characters and the show allows you to play with the format a little bit, because they're so beloved and everybody just enjoys that so much.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, ever since sort of Miss Marple and Columbo, I mean, I grew up loving Columbo and Rockford Files, and I always try and put little homages to all those shows, and Barnaby Jones and all those old shows that I grew up watching. I always try and stick the odd homage in our show. But they've sort of, the public love them, and I think, you know, everyone loves a thriller and they love the sort of the crime-solving aspect of it. But it's something you can sit down and watch with your kids as well, and your granny, your dog, you know.
Are your kids watching this? Do they like it? Do they like watching Dad work?
This is the first show I've done, and I've done a few. This is the first show I've done that they've gone, yeah, I like this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And actually, if you look closely, they're both in it as well next
Are they sneaking up as well?
Yeah.
Because it's so interesting, because it's such a great cast of people as well. You can tell that you all gel really, like, you're not let down by anybody on there. Every single person is doing a fantastic job.
Do you know, I mean, everyone always says, you know, every job is great and everyone's brilliant and stuff, but this really is. It's kind of an alchemy, you know, when you get a cast together who really get on really well. We're all filming down in Devon and Cornwall. We're all living by the beach. It's absolutely wonderful. It's just it's a joyous job.
Is there anyone? I mean, that's one of the things that I always think, because my family are in Port Isaac, which is where Doc Martin was always filmed. So all the family at certain points have popped up in that, and it sort of takes over that environment. But I always remember talking to the actors in the cast, saying one of the best things about it was the environment they're in, because it's such a beautiful part of the world. And actually being there and being so moved by the scenery, it becomes an important character in the whole thing.
I love, you know, what I particularly love about it is, I mean, I used to love the Caribbean and Death in Paradise. But, you know, there's something about the West Country. I mean, I'm from the West Country originally. I'm from Somerset, but there's something about that sort of peninsula that goes, the promontory that sort of sticks out into the Atlantic, and it's wild, it's quite Celtic, it's quite sort of otherworldly, and sort of, it's just the savageness of the place. And I'm very outdoorsy. I love the sea, and so I'm in it every morning before work.
Are you?
And, yeah.
Wow, what a treat.
Yeah, if there's waves, I surf, yeah.
Really good?
No, I've been surfing since I was about 22. So I've been surfing about 30 years and I'm still rubbish. But it's just, I just love it. It's time in the water, yeah.
And there's a third series that's going to happen next year as well.
Yes.
Has that already been recorded?
Yeah, we literally finished that last Friday.
Wow.
So, yeah.
So your work's done. Are you ready for Christmas? Is that gonna...
Ready? I mean, I'm a little short on the Christmas shopping at the moment.
Right.
I'm thinking of taking one of these trees.
Yes, there's trees. I wouldn't take the presents. There's nothing in them.
No.
There's nothing in the presents. I found that out. Yeah, no, I'm a little short on the Christmas shopping, but really looking forward to it. Yeah. Don't tell my kids, because I haven't quite got their presents yet.
Well, you've got a bit of time.
They're at school, it's
You've got
fine.
plenty of time.
But this is the time of year as well where everybody then turns around and talks about their Christmas movies as well, and we can't not talk about Love Actually, because that's so many people's favourites. I mean, Kirsty, who was on before,
Yes,
I think
she's
she
got
got a
an official
script from Richard Curtis. She loves the
Kirsty
movie
Allsop
so
loves it
much.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why do you think it still really resonates with people like that?
I don't know, because obviously, you know, a good Christmas film is sort of, it has the sort of potential to sort of resonate throughout every Christmas, because it can come back, like, I think of like films, well, all the classic Christmas films. But there's something about Love Actually, I don't know what it is, but it sort of captures the imagination of not just people in this country, but in America. I mean, it's huge in America.
It is.
Yeah.
And it starts from Thanksgiving, which is at the end of November.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Yeah.
I don't really know what it is, that sort of weird, kind of sort of zeitgeisty sort of thing. And it's sort of, I mean, it's 22 years now since we filmed it.
It is amazing, isn't it?
So
And it's still joyous to watch.
it's great
it's
fun.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Chris, thank you so much for popping in. We'll let you go and get your Christmas shopping sorted.
Yeah, I need
Yeah.
to sort that.
Yeah. But it's really, really lovely to see you.
The Beyond Paradise Christmas special airs on Friday, the 27th of December at 9 p.m. on BBC One.
Oh,
Thanks,
hello.
Lisa.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. The wonderful Reverend Richard Coles joins us now. Richard, congratulations. What a sensational experience it's been for us to watch. How has it been for you to be a part of?
It's been absolutely fantastic. Not what I expected at all. I thought it would be fairly tough. It was much tougher than I expected. And I thought it would be OK. And it's been absolutely wonderful. I've loved every minute of it.
You can't quite have loved every minute though, Richard, because I saw some of those challenges and I honestly don't know how you did them. And you did them with such kind of...
Particularly eating, you're talking
Yes,
about. Yeah.
aplomb. You just got on with it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think whoever thought a fermented herring was a good idea should ever have got off the blocks, personally. But it's a delicacy in some countries, so I thought if they could like it, I could like it. And the point is, at the end of it were stars, and stars meant meals, and meals meant happy campers, and it was all about having happy campers.
So the fermented herring was particularly bad. Is there anything else that you will never be trying again if anybody offers you up something or other, Richard?
Well, I don't think the cockroach as a canapé is another idea that's going to take off. That was pretty bad. Mouse tail and mouse feet, too, not great. In fact, there was nothing I was served up in a food trial, but we wish on your worst enemy. But we prevailed.
You did prevail, and you got the stars, which was the most important thing for eating. You also said it was harder than you thought it was going to be. What was harder?
It's physically very arduous, actually. The days are long, the sun is hot, the climbs are steep, and the challenge is, I sort of feel like I've gone 15 rounds with Barry McGuigan. But Barry McGuigan did teach me, I've now got the deadliest left hook in the Church of England, I think. So
Nice.
Swings and roundabouts.
But can he see? He needs glasses. That's the problem. When you talk about the Church of England, how difficult was the junkyard challenge where you had to lie, Richard? How difficult was that?
It was embarrassingly easy. I think, like most vicars, I've always fantasised about being the spirit of evil. And Maura, I blame her entirely. She encouraged me. But we did have lots of fun doing that, and it worked. So hurrah for evil.
You certainly have bonded with a couple of those campmates. We saw it in the little clip, particularly you and GK Barry, Maura as well. You got on very well with. I mean, there was a sort of a coming together of you and the young ladies in the camp, Richard.
Well, yes, I don't know why that was. I mean, I'm used to being stopped by hen parties for a kiss, but this was much more than that. GK and Maura and I think we just really hit it off, and GK especially. I was hoping for a bromance when I got into the camp. I just didn't think it would be with GK, but it was, and she's fantastic, and we're looking forward to continuing our friendship. And Maura, I knew before, actually. We'd met on the wheel where we both got our questions wrong. So it was nice to get a few things right with Maura.
Well, because I saw you come out of the jungle and you were doing your interview with the Ant and Dec, and then you were talking about going for a vajazzle.
Oh, yes.
With GK. Have you learnt what that is, and will you still be going for one?
Well, I thought a vajazzle was a vuvuzela, but they're very different things indeed. So when they said we'll go for a vajazzle, I thought we'd be playing on toy trumpets. But now I know what a vajazzle is, and that's something I will leave to others. It's not for me.
Well, you say that, though, because aren't your nieces keen to get GK to help you with your TikTok? I think you and GK going for joint vajazzles on TikTok would break the internet, Richard.
Well, it might break the internet, but it'll also completely rule out my chances of ever making it to be Archbishop of Canterbury, because I understand there's a vacancy. So much has happened since I've been away.
I love it. But in all honesty, though, one of the lovely things about watching the show, and I'm sure you felt this as well, was all of you together, and actually, Ant and Dec mentioned it the whole time, that all your barriers came down really early this time in the jungle, and that all of you just gelled together so well and lifted each other when you needed to and helped each other along the way. What was the secret to it, do you think?
I don't think it's a big secret, actually. I think, and I learnt this as a vicar, is people come together and their sort of natural goodwill and their desire to create something that's harmonious just happens, just don't get in the way of it. And we were lucky that the group of people was particularly well suited, I think. And we just had a great time. And the minute it really took off, we all worked hard to keep that morale high. And that's the difference, I think, between having a fantastic time and having a tough time. Yeah. And it just worked. And we had a wonderful time. We're in the middle of a party now. You've dragged me away from talking to eyelashes about the offside rule, actually. But don't worry, it's nice to talk to you. But I'd be very keen to get back to them.
You are looking particularly dashing as well, Richard. It looks like you've scrubbed up, and you're saying it wasn't for me and Kat, it was for the party.
Well, of course, always for you two, but actually for the party. In fact, I managed to get one of the security guards to drive me to the poshest shopping mall in the whole of the Gold Coast, and I whizzed in and got this scarf and whizzed out again. So it's all going very well.
Aww. And what are you going to take away from the whole experience, do you think? Because it's so interesting. When you first come out of the jungle, it's all a bit of a shell shock, and you see all the videos back and you see all your time there. But now you've had a minute to think about it. What are you going to take away, do you think?
It was a magical experience. I've got 12 really good mates that I didn't have before. I've learned stuff about myself. And I think most of all, it's a renewed willingness to say yes to life's challenges and adventures. Sometimes hard to do that when you're in your 60s, as I am, but that's no reason not to say yes. I'm so glad I said yes. And I've been rewarded for it so hugely. It's been a really, really great experience.
It's been wonderful watching you absolutely shine in there, Richard, as we knew you would. It's been a real joy. I'd imagine you've got quite a busy Christmas coming up as well. Have you got sort of a hectic schedule when you land?
Well, I've managed to offload most of my Christmas to unsuspecting friends and neighbours. So actually, I'm just going to breeze through Christmas, I think, and then let my feet hit the ground and see what it looks like. But it was like a dream. It was a really, really wonderful dream, but in fact, it was reality. Yeah,
wonderful dream and sort of a fever dream at times as well, with some of those things you had to put yourself through. We've loved it, haven't we?
Oh, it's been brilliant. And you were so brave and so brilliant and funny during the whole thing. It was absolutely lovely to watch.
We'll let you get back to that party. Big love to all the gang down there. I hope you have a wonderful celebration for your last few days, and we'll look forward to seeing you having hit the ground in 2025, Richard.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good Christmas.
Lovely
you
to see
too.
you. Happy
Merry Christmas.
Oh,
Thank
hello.
you.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
4 years, Richard Osman has transformed himself from a TV presenter into a best-selling author of the decade.
His Thursday Murder Club series is being adapted by Steven Spielberg. Oh, all right, Rich. All right, Rich. And an A-list cast. And now his brand new book, We Solve Murders, achieved one of the best first weeks of sale since records began, which is unbelievable.
Despite all of that, despite being labelled the king of crime, he said he'd be terrible at playing detective, but he joined us now. Really, would you be a terrible detective?
Oh, yeah, if I watch any crime show on TV, I can never... My mum would always, you'd watch the first 2 minutes of a morse. She goes, oh, that's his brother-in-law.
What, she just knew straight away?
Yeah, you think, I don't need to watch the next 8 hours now? Whereas I never know. I suspend disbelief.
She was a big inspiration for you, Mum, in the first series.
My mum, yeah, because she lives in a retirement community surrounded by these amazing older people who had all these incredible skills. And that's where Thursday Murder Club came from, really, is thinking that, you know, these people have these skills which we don't use anymore. And actually, if someone did commit a murder anywhere near them, I mean, my mum would solve a murder. If you murdered someone next door to my mum, what? Don't. You're
planning on it.
She will get you.
Forget it, guys.
I mean, don't anyway.
No,
but
if you were, don't do it next to your mum.
Yeah.
So, this new book,
Yeah.
We Solve Murders, 2 main characters.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about them.
Well, I wanted to start a new series. Thursday Murder Club are coming back next
Yeah.
year. I've got a father-in-law, daughter-in-law duo, which I thought was quite fun.
Yeah.
And the daughter-in-law is a bodyguard for billionaires, so she's always on private jets and private islands. She's always going around the world. I wanted to write a book. It's got the same sort of British wit and warmth, but where, you know, we're on a global scale. And I thought, well, but I want to send someone around the world who doesn't want to go around the world. So her father-in-law is a retired cop, lives in the New Forest. All he wants in the world is to look after his cat and do the pub quiz every Tuesday.
Loves being at home.
That's all he
done
wants
his shift.
to do. He's done his shift. He's got his mates at the pub, but his daughter-in-law, Amy, gets in trouble a long way away. She can only trust one person. It's Steve, her father-in-law, so he has to fly over, and then the two of them have to travel around the world trying to solve a murder.
Is that character based on you? Do you like being at
Steve?
Do you like being at home? Do you like chilling out? Have you got a cat?
I really do. Oh, yeah, we've got 2 cats.
See?
Liesl and Lottie. And, yeah, I really like being at home. Isn't that terrible? But, yeah, like, very, very early on, Steve is on a private jet, and he's just furious because he discovers you can't get a Scotch egg. He's just like, just send me. Please send me home. But it's fun. It's fun to do something globetrotting. As I say, it's got... the thing I love is characters. I like, you know, jokes and being funny and, you know, talking about human relationships and stuff. But to send them to Dubai and South Carolina and St. Lucia and all around the world, firstly, it's going to be fun to film.
Yeah.
But secondly, it's funny for me as a British person to write about those very tropical places, but with a very British sensibility.
Yeah, because when you write Thursday Murder Club, I know you've got another one next year. When you write Thursday Murder Club, I guess part of the joy must be extrapolating those characters and finding out more about them and, where you want to put them and stuff. But there must be something about that lovely blank page when you start this and go, where do I want these people to go?
Yeah, it's interesting. I really wanted to write a new series because you have to. You know, I love reading lots of different things. So, I wanted to do something new and introduce people to a new world. And very briefly, I did feel like I was cheating on the Thursday Murder Club characters. For sure.
Did you?
I really did. But then about a month in, firstly, I fell in love with those two, and there's a novelist who Amy looks after called Rosie D'Antonio, who's the world's best-selling novelist. She's like Jackie Collins. So I've got these 3 people. I love writing them so much. And I worked out they're only about an hour and a half away from the Thursday Murder Club as well, if you jump in a car. So I think they all exist in the same world, really.
That is so good.
Have you cast them in your head? Because you know when you write, sometimes you think, oh, who would I like to play that person or that person?
Do you know what? I don't write visually at all. I write just from the heart. I'm entirely vibes-based. I sort of think, well, who are they?
Heart.
Yeah.
How long do you write for, and have you ever got writer's block at all?
Yeah, writers... I try and do a book a year, which doesn't really allow you a lot of time for writer's block, is the truth. The key thing about writing is do it.
Yeah.
And it's better to do 2 hours of bad writing than 0 hours of great writing. You have to get it done. You can make it better tomorrow. So I genuinely, the only thing is sit down and do it. It's like going to the gym sometimes. You don't want to do it. You put your trainers on and you think, OK, I'm going. And it's the same with writing. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to write the first word and just stick there for 2 hours.
And I bet you feel so good after you've done it.
Oh, my God. Having written, like having gone to the gym, it's like the best feeling in the world, isn't it?
You tiny desk, tiny mind. Did you have to have, like, space to write? Like, can you write anywhere? Or...
I can sort of write anywhere. We got Liesl, my cat, who's the older cat, was always lovely because she would just sit on the windowsill and be very quiet. Lottie, the new cat, she's a kitten, literally just climbs on my shoulders, climbs on my head, climbs over the keyboard, which I don't mind, but occasionally you do think, I am trying to work here.
It's the last time you was on the show, obviously you talked about the fact that, you're going to be working with Steven Spielberg. Yeah. This is actually happening now. The cast is phenomenal. What is that like when you go on set and you're, like, talking to Steven? Yeah,
honestly, it's amazing. I've tried to stay out of the film as much as I can. Other people have written it. Other people, I know, right? I don't have my photo taken with many people. Spielberg...
Oh, you had to do that?
Jedward, I did. That's about it.
Together.
I'm saying to Stephen there, I've had my photo taken with Jedward.
It's like, I'm adapting the life story.
Yeah. It's wonderful. And Dame Helen Mirren, Sir Ben Kingsley, Pierce Brosnan, who's the...
Look at it down here. I mean, Ben Kingsley, David Tennant, Danny May, Celia Emery...
Yeah, my wife's in the film. So
Ingrid's in the film.
Ingrid's in the film. So
Love it.
she's been on set much more than I have. But it's no, listen, it's great, and I'm like anyone else who loves the books. I'm looking forward to seeing the film. I don't know what it's.
You deal with the books, they deal with the film.
100%
You don't get involved. You don't go, guys. I think you need to change this.
I just think my job is to make the next Thursday Motor Club book.
Well
But
done.
set visits must be nice because they happen without any pressure, I suppose. And
Oh, yeah.
and
No,
you're
it's
like,
lovely.
"Yep, the writer's here, everyone."
Yeah, well, on the day Spielberg was there, we went along. It was a day where there's lots and lots of extras. It was sort of there was a protest scene. There's lots and lots of older supporting artists, and I kind of walk along, and you can see people going, huh? And then they see from behind me Spielberg walks out, and then everyone forgets I'm there, and like the whole place.
Even though
just
you're
goes
so tall.
absolutely loony. But even like Sir Ben Kingsley, people are like, oh my God, it's Spielberg. Sorry, is anyone else seeing this?
Yeah.
It looks like Spielberg. It was wonderful.
And very quickly, how is Josie doing? Because she has been on House of Games this week. How'd you find her?
Listen, she's a delight, as you know. Is she going to win World Quiz Championships 2025? I don't know. Watch this space. But the lovely thing about that show is I don't care how good people are at quizzing. The whole point about that show is you come along, you have a laugh, and you get on with people. And, you know, if people don't like quizzing, we just have a laugh and we chat and we gossip.
Yeah.
If people do like quizzing, I let them be competitive. And so someone like Josie, who, as you know, in any room, she makes any room more fun.
Yeah.
Perfect guest
That's
for us.
Thanks, Rich.
Not that you need any help, but here is the book. It's Richard's book, We Solve Murders. It's out now. Congratulations. You're absolutely smashing it.
Perfect Christmas
We're
present.
so proud of you.
Sticking around as well.
It is the perfect Christmas present. There you go.
Books are perfect.
Oh,
Little
thanks.
Christmas present from me.
I mean, that
you
was
sign
free.
it as well, babe.
Not if it's free. Of course I can sign that.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
Oh, Maura Higgins joins us live from Australia. Morning, or should we say evening?
Good evening.
I know, it's so weird. It's nighttime here. Hello, guys.
Hey, Maura.
Hello, my darling. I'm so sad to see that you've been taken out of there. You're one of the funniest people I've ever seen. Was you quite shocked when you heard your name yesterday?
Honestly, no. I told everyone in camp last night, this is my last night. I had Colleen plait my hair late last night, and I said, please, because I know I'm going to walk out tomorrow and I want my hair in plaits. And I just had a gut feeling.
Well, it feels like the nicest camp in that there's no side to anyone. Everyone's kind of getting on really well. You know, even like Dean was just a bit, you know, tired and grumpy. But other than that, everyone seems to be, you know, you're gelling so well. What was the atmosphere like in there?
Honestly, I didn't see grumpiness from anyone, if I'm being totally honest. Like, everyone just pulled together as a team. Like, we really just encouraged one another. It's very rare to have such a big group of people and for everyone to get on so well. And the little moments that you would have seen, because I haven't seen it and I haven't seen the edit or anything, it's all just tongue-in-cheek. Like, I think I heard something about Jane with the washing up. She wasn't even bothered. Like, she was fine. That woman worked so hard in there.
It's unbelievable how they make stories out of things that you think are so small and things really blow up. But I've got to say, your entrance with Father Richard was genius.
So nice.
Like, it's the most iconic entrance I've ever seen. You spending time in the junkyard. Like, you had no remorse. You didn't care about eating the food. You are the best liar I've ever come across, Maura. Where did you learn that?
Do you know what? I always thought I was a really bad liar, but clearly not. That was the best entry ever. Whoever thought of that needs a pay rise. Let's just say that. Me sleeping with a priest on my first night in camp, iconic. And me, of course I got luxury camp. Of course I did. I literally lapped it up so much. I had the most amazing time. And to be in there with Richard, he is the biggest sweetheart, like friends for life, but with everyone in camp. Everyone in that camp is incredible.
Yeah. Oh, well, you're incredible.
He's a lovely guy, isn't he? I worked with him on Radio 2. He's the nicest
man.
He's
so nice.
What was it like to be, A, away from your mammy, and B, what was the motivation to go in there in the first place? What did you want to do?
It was hard being away from Mammy. The one thing I really wanted to do was face my fears, and it was one of those shows that I always wanted to do at some point of my life, and I just never knew when would be the right time. And this year was right, and I'm so glad I've done it now, because the campmates and the everyone just together, we just had such a family. And I faced my fears of spiders, and I hate every type of bug, but spiders, I don't know how I did it. I really don't. But I swore to myself before going in there, I will not say I'm a celebrity, get me out of here. And I'm so glad those words did not come out of my mouth.
Yeah. Oh, you did so well, darling. And I've never seen anyone shake so much during a trial. You face those fears. But can I just say, your voice is the voice of an angel. We saw you on the karaoke.
Celine Dion.
What? Are we going to see more of your voice in the future? No, seriously, you're good.
Well, I haven't turned on my phone yet, but when I do, I am expecting Simon Cowell to call me up. And if anyone needs autographs, let me know.
Please, before you go,
let's be real. I murdered Celine Dion's song.
You tried your best. We do want to get you on the show, though, and we do want you to sing on our show when you come back. Would you do that for us?
Of course I'll sing Celine Dion for you, Alison. Of course I will.
We can't wait.
You might want to bring some earplugs.
Oh, I'm very excited about you meeting up with Pete when you come back. We all know it's Pete. Don't even go there and say, hey, Pete. We all know it's Pete, and he loves you. You love him.
God.
What's going to happen when you come back?
Didn't take you long to ask that question, Alison, did it?
It didn't, but we're so excited about this. We are.
Do you know what? You do forget about the cameras, and, like, I do like to keep things private, but let's be real, I said it, I can't remember saying it, but I said the words I miss them. I do miss them. Like I missed all my friends and family.
Too late now.
But, no,
Can I be a bridesmaid?
He's been so supportive.
I want to be a bridesmaid.
You can be a bridesmaid, Alison. OK, for God's sake.
Get your hat, Hammond. It's happening.
No, but honestly, I didn't know if he was still in Strictly, and I'm so proud of him. He's proud of me, and I can't wait to see him when I get back.
Oh, we can't wait for you to see each other.
And listen,
as well.
before we let you go, who do you want to win?
Father, of course.
I love the way she says
But you know what? Everyone in there is a winner.
Yeah, that's so true. You are, honestly, she's actually right saying that, because they're all worthy of being good winners. Well done, Maura. We can't wait for you to come home. You absolutely smashed the jungle.
Really appreciate you talking to us.
You did yourself really proud, and your family proud, and Ireland proud.
And Ireland proud.
Everyone proud.
Well
done.
Thank you. I appreciate you both so much. Thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure.
Oh, we love you. Bye.
Other Celeb Get Me Out of It continues at 9 on ITV1, ITVX and S.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
It is officially Panto season.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Oh, it's going to get really dull, this, isn't it? To celebrate, we're heading across the UK to speak to some of the celebrities starring in this year's biggest productions. Paul Chuckle, Gok Wan, Craig Revel-Horwood, Lee Mead and the wonderful Sue Pollard all join us now.
Yes, and to start with, we're heading to the Theatre Royal in Nottingham to speak to Gok Wan and Paul Chuckle. Good morning, fellas.
OK, it's... Good morning. Hello. Kat and Ben, it's really odd that you're introducing me as Gok Wan. Like, you don't know me.
Gok Wan.
We've been out on a really boozy lunch before. Yes. We know each other very well.
Yes, but you weren't dressed like that, my friend.
By the end of the night, it looked like he was. So...
How I miss you all.
We're missing you, but it looks like you've got your hands full. I've been following your Instagram, Gok, and you guys are working exceptionally hard to get ready for... When is opening night? When does it all start?
Saturday the 7th.
Yes, Saturday,
Saturday.
We open matinee on Saturday. We're almost there, aren't we, Paul?
We're nearly there. It's going to be a brilliant show. It really is a brilliant show. Except for this guy that comes out the ocean. He's
stop that. He's so rude, honestly.
No,
I am working with the biggest legend ever, Paul. He's so funny and so brilliant. It's
only my 58th pantomime.
Is it 58?
Yeah, it's not that many.
Well, you don't look old enough, Paul.
Wow.
But it is, honestly, it's incredible. It's really funny. The costumes are gorgeous. The set's beautiful. We actually did the opening number yesterday for the first time with all the lights and the effects. And I sat in the auditorium and I cried. That's how beautiful it is.
He did as well.
You're doing Peter Pan. Gok, I don't remember a merman in Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Is this some elaborate ruse of a role that you've made up to be fabulous?
You obviously didn't listen to the story properly, Kat, because, it's a very famous character, way more famous than Peter. So I kind of play the fairy character, the link between Neverland and Hook and Peter and the Lost Boys and all that kind of thing. And I wouldn't say that I've been shoehorned in. I would say that I've been given a presence on stage.
And
certainly has.
I can't begin to imagine how exciting it's going to be to have you all there together. Paul, it's a special theatre, the one in Nottingham for you, isn't it?
It certainly is. It's a favourite theatre. It was Barry's penultimate pantomime we did here, and it was our 50th. Our 50th pantomime together was here at the Theatre Royal. It's a beautiful theatre. And anybody in the area, if you can get seats now, I'm sure there's a few seats left. Come and see us, because it's a great show. It really is.
It's so good, isn't it?
And it's such a superb theatre, this.
Really interestingly, Paul, you didn't say anything there about how amazing it is to work with me, funnily enough.
As I was saying, it's a superb theatre, this. This man is brilliant.
But it is so
As you know.
special, because a panto, I mean, I'm going to take my little lads as well to the panto. I just think it's such a brilliant family day out. All ages, anybody can enjoy it. There's jokes and fun for everybody.
Yeah, it is.
Exactly.
I mean, absolutely. Every single year, I look forward to doing panto because it's like, for some kids, it's the first time they ever go to the theatre. And I have to say, it's such a privilege for us on stage. We're telling a story that everybody knows already. You know the start, middle and end. But what is beautiful about panto is that you take kids on a journey of fantasy, and adults too, obviously. And I remember going to see my first panto in the 70s, and I always remember that magical moment of just being taken away. And it is like that every single day for us, and it is beautiful and incredible, and it's funny, and it's no longer the production values of pantos when I was younger. These are massive shows. We've got special effects, we've got the best lighting designers in the country, the best costumes, the best set, the storytelling, and plus the performers as well. The singers are incredible.
We've got a fabulous crocodile, huge crocodile.
Yeah, we're not allowed to say that.
Oh, sorry, we haven't got any crocodile.
Oh, it's a big secret.
Don't mention the
we
crocodile.
might have a reptile.
That was vague enough.
It was, wasn't it? Gok, are you going to sing? Have you got a solo?
Yeah. I do have a solo, so I do sing a song about being a magical merman.
Can we have a little burst before we say...
Oh, my... Do you don't want to...
Yes.
OK, all right, I'll do it. OK, so go... Look at my style, could it be more glam? Look at my look, I'm no hologram. Fresh from the sea, you know what I am. I'm a fabulous merman.
Yeah!
There you go.
Not bad, was it? Not bad.
Love it.
That was
Love it.
Thank you.
That was just off the cuff, just like
People
that.
queue up.
They will.
Oh, thank you.
Lovely to see
Thank
you
you,
both. Paul,
guys.
thank you for joining us,
It's
Scott.
great.
We'll see you soon.
Thank
Break a leg,
you.
guys.
Yes.
They're going to be
Miss you. Merry
Theatre
Christmas.
Royal.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Yeah,
Christmas, my lovely.
December the 7th till January the 12th to see those two in their version of Peter Pan.
OK, but there's another version of Peter Pan.
Yes, a
We're
rival version of
heading
Peter Pan.
to Milton Keynes now to chat to Captain Hook himself. So I think we might need a boo. It's Craig Revel Howard. Boo.
Morning, Craig.
Boo.
Boo, darling, boo away. Yes, I encourage that sort of ghastly behaviour.
Is there now? We were just hearing from Gok that there's a merman, a lesser-known merman in Peter Pan story at their theatre. Is there a merman in your Peter Pan story?
Yeah. Of course there isn't. We've got Tinkerbell, darling, as the liaison. He has most certainly been crowbarred into that show. No, but we do have a mermaid number that we do in the show, which is absolutely fantastic. And we also have a massive reptile, a crocodile, and also a huge big ship that I arrive on, which is absolutely amazing. I totally adore the Milton Keynes Theatre. I've done several shows here, from The Wizard of Oz to Annie, and it's so fantastic to be back here this Christmas for the first time. And I love playing this part because I don't have to put any eyelashes on, darling. I'm normally a woman in panto. So for me, it's a relief to have a beard and a hook. I absolutely love it. And what's great about it, as Gok said, you know, the kids, it's their first experience, and it's so proud. I'm proud to be a part of their first experience because, of course, they're so busy on iPads and everything nowadays. It's really nice to get them involved in a show. So for me, it's fabulous.
Yeah.
Great
also,
cast
Craig,
as well. They're all amazing. Yeah.
The best thing, I think, about being in a panto is playing the baddie. And that, I mean, that must be really fun to do.
Well, it's the only part to have, I say. You know, I love coming on and upsetting people. It's my favourite thing to do at Christmas, and it keeps me off the streets. I love the booing. I love the whole sense of theatre about it. I love the dark and sinister side of it all. You know, it's great. But it's also a lot of fun, and I get my comeuppance in the end. I get eaten by the crocodile, which is a little sad, you know. But
no spoilers,
but
Craig, come on.
You know, every panto has a story and a moral. What's that?
No spoilers. You've just ruined the end for me.
Oh, no. Well, I might come back to life for the bows. I think everybody knows the story, darling, don't they? Well, but I mean, it is a good life lesson as well. That's what's great about it.
I didn't know that there was mermen or mermaids or mer things in it.
There's there's mermaids, not mermen, normally.
Yeah, mermaids. We've got all sorts. We've got lobsters, every crustacean known to man in the show, darling, all dancing there, heart out.
But it
and
must
it's
be
fantastic. It's so colourful. The costumes are amazing.
It must be really good fun, though, to do this at Christmas time at the same time. I mean, I know that, you know, everybody likes a break at Christmas, but to go and do this as well and spread a bit of joy must just make you feel even more Christmassy.
Yeah, well, It does, but not only that, I'm the only person I know that doesn't put on weight over Christmas. I tend to lose a stone in panto because it's 2 shows every single day, darling. You don't get time to eat, let alone sleep. So for me, it's great. So I really sort of tend to party after the New Year, you know, when we're on the Strictly tour, for instance.
Yes, we've heard about those legendary parties. Have you got a solo, Craig? Could you give us a little burst of your Captain Hook you could share before we say farewell?
Yes. I sing My Way, and now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain.
Snap, snap.
My friends.
I'm the
See,
crocodile.
it goes on, darling. I have those big notes at the end, and it's fabulous.
Oh, it sounds epic. It really does.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you
for joining us.
So much.
It's great. Craig's at the Milton Keynes Theatre. That's from the 6th to the 5th of January. It's going to be a great show. Thank you, Craig. Finally, let's head to Darlington.
Let's do it.
And speak to Lee Mead and Sue Pollard. They're starring in Sleeping Beauty at the Darlington Hippodrome. Morning, both of you. How are you doing?
Hey, guys.
Morning. We're absolutely fabulous.
We're wide awake.
Yes. I'm sorry we can't see you, but, you know, well, it's just one of those things. Digital language these days and everything. But can I just say, it's fantastic to hear what Gok said, also what Craig said, and my great pal from years ago, Paul Chuckle. What do you think, Lee, about everything that they said about Panto, all the positive stuff that comes from it?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's always for the kids, isn't it, as well? The grandchildren and the families. And
yeah, fabulous. And us, because we're still kids, aren't we?
And Sue, you play the villain in this panto, is that right?
Sue, how can you be evil? There's nothing evil about Sue Pollard.
Oh, no, but you see, you're acting with a capital A. And sometimes, if I've had, say, a terrible morning, I'm going to say, right, you lot, you're really going to get it. I really want to be the evil witch Caraboss. No, it's the most marvellous thing. It's like Craig said, because you just... It doesn't really matter how bad you are. I don't mean bad at performing, hopefully, but a bad baddie. You see, I get upset if not a child isn't carried out within the first 5 minutes. I've obviously not done my job right.
Not evil enough.
But you're the goodie.
You're pretty scary, though. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's true, but you see, but Lee, being the goodie, you know, he gets all the oohs and ahs from everybody, don't you?
Occasionally, yeah.
You do.
And Lee,
of
course,
fabulous. Because it's nice to look at, you see. We can't have anybody
and
ugly.
listen to, Sue. He's lovely to listen to. He's a very talented singer. But you're playing the Prince, Lee. I was wondering whether is Betsy still as interested in coming to Panto as she was when she was little, because she's sort of at that mid-teenage years now where she still loved coming along and cheering and shouting, or is she a bit more?
It's a good question, actually. She almost said, "Oh, do I have to come and see you in Panto this year?" But she's really excited to come up. Yeah, I think she was 3 or 4 when she first saw me do the Prince.
Yeah. So it's been 10 years on the way up, and you're still doing it, and you still love doing it, don't you? Like Sue was saying, Lee.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I've done 14 Pantos now. I was lucky enough to do the Palladium Panto when it first came back as well, which was amazing. But I think I've got about 14 Princes now, yeah.
Isn't that marvellous,
Played Aladdin and... Yeah, but I love it every Christmas. It's brilliant.
And how many Pantos have you been in, Sue? Paul had been in, I think, 57, 58.
How many have you done?
God, that's a record. This is my 49th.
49?
Oh,
that's unbelievable.
I know. And people still think I'm 44.
Well,
another day over.
We wish you the best of luck. Has it already started, or are you in rehearsals at the moment?
Well, we're in tech rehearsal at the moment, so we open Friday night, first show Friday at 7 o'clock. But yeah, it's been a really great week. We've got great company, a lovely cast, and
they're all fabulous. We've got lovely Josh, who is models, and we've got fantastic Jamie, who's the dame. We've got some beautiful... all the company are fabulous. But I've got to tell you one thing. It's so terrific. It's worth coming to this show, not just for the production values, but equally, what do you think, Lee, for the end of Act 1?
Act 1, yeah.
Superb.
It's a big old spectacle.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I don't know why we're in it then when you see that.
It sounds very dramatic. Thank you both for getting dressed up so early this morning, especially with the tech rehearsal, because they can go on a long time. But Lee and Sue are appearing Sleeping Beauty at the Darlington Hippodrome, as they said, from Friday the 6th of December all the way through to the 31st. Have a brilliant run, guys, and a wonderful Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
Didn't like that. There's a lot of questions all the way through. We're joined now by one of the contestants vying for Star Baker, Dean Gaffney, of course better known as Albert Square's much-loved Robbie. Morning.
Morning.
Thanks for having me, guys.
It's lovely to see you.
Yeah.
So talk us through your baking expertise, Dean. Was it something that you've loved as a child? You were desperate to get into that tent to show off how good you are?
No. If you can imagine Frank Spencer being in the kitchen, I've got flour in my hair, eggs all over my apron. I mean, I've got all the gear, but no idea whatsoever.
I mean, you didn't even know how to put the apron on.
No.
What was it like when you walked into the tent? Did you suddenly feel the pressure, though? Because all of a sudden, I can imagine, oh, yeah, that sounds like a great idea,
and bit
of a laugh. And then you're suddenly there and you're like,
it's very real.
Make this happen.
You're walking into a great British institution. You know, as soon as you walk into the tent and you see Paul and Prue and whatever, you kind of go, oh, OK, here we are, we've arrived. It was nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
Like I said, I am running around like a headless chicken, but I think that's what makes good TV.
Part of your charm.
Exactly.
Had you done much practice, though? Because you know you're going to go in, so you sort of obviously do a little bit of, swatting up on the baking front.
If I'm honest, I leave things to the last minute. So I was running around one of the supermarkets the day before with a researcher, and I'm going, oh, what does Villa extract mean? And she's like, have you got no clue? When they did we did a Zoom chat, and they were like, oh, my word, you actually have no clue whatsoever.
But by the way, though, you did very nicely. So the first one was like a Christmas log.
Yes.
They said, not so much for the appearance, but the taste was amazing.
And I suppose that's all that matters, really, the taste.
For sure. Second one was like little meringue trees. Very good, again. Didn't split your cream. Third one, the showstopper. Much more
What's the challenge for the showstopper?
The showstopper was to do something from a soap opera.
Right.
Something like a scene from an iconic scene. I have to say Chris Bisson's is amazing, by the way, as is everyone else's. But mine, it fell short. We had Wellard in there, which was great.
Yeah.
But, I mean, my contract had 2 pages added, and I think it was that in case anyone gets food poisoning, to sign off.
The disclaimer.
Yeah, disclaimer. But no, but you know what? The showstopper was hard.
It was really difficult.
Really hard.
Yeah, really difficult. But you know what? You did a great job. Absolutely.
Have you continued with your baking expertise now that you're out, Dean?
I think the oven at my home has gathered dust.
Even more dust?
Even more dust.
So it's not something you're
It's just
into?
not for me. Do you know what? It was fun doing.
Yeah.
And like I said, being around great people, and it was, you know, we filmed that actually in July, August time.
Of course,
so
yeah.
Being in the festive spirit at that time was a bit mad. But, and the creators' snow, it was such a great feeling. Can't believe how quickly it's come around.
I bet. And it's 7:45, Channel 4, Christmas Eve for the Bake Off Christmas special. We can't have you here, Dean. Of course, we're mid-I'm a Celebrity. The contestants are now slowly being voted off. It's the last week, without reminding everybody of one of the most iconic trials of all time, of which you also star. Let's just have a little look at Dean in all his glory.
In there.
You've got it! You've got it!
Well done! Got 10 seconds.
Yeah, there, no, wait, I've got... Oh, please give me some...
Got to move you on, Dean. You've got about 30 seconds
you
left.
can't leave me on, please.
3,
quick one.
2, 1.
You cannot. We were watching it earlier. You can't watch it without a big old smile face. We can't. How do you feel watching
I'm
it?
still having nightmares 18 years on. But if I'm honest, we did the... I was lucky and fortunate enough to be asked to do the All-Stars.
Yes.
Best of the best. And we did that a couple of years ago in South Africa. I actually think that one was better. Number one, I've got older. And I just know what to expect now, do you know what I mean? But that was just as scary, if not worse.
Yeah. Have you been watching any of this season? What do you think? Who do you think are the front runners? And how do you feel when you watch it?
I think, you know, I mean, obviously you've worked with Ant and Dec for many years. I think they make the show. They're so comedic.
They are.
So you automatically go, all right, let's invest in this show. Again, the producers are clever who they you know, get for the show. I think Colleen's been a great sign. I think she's kept a dignified silence with her situation, which I like. I love Danny. I think he's great. Obviously, I've got to stick up for the soap opera boy, Alan.
Yeah.
I think he'll be great. You know, he's a big icon as Tyrone. So, yeah, looking forward to see who wins.
Do you think it's easier now than it was when you did it?
No. My trial recently with Joe Swash has to be the hardest one, I think, on the show's history.
Really?
Because it took 4 hours to film. Normally a trial takes about...
Was this the one in South Africa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Normally it's about 45 minutes long. We were laughing, we couldn't get through it. Ant and Dec were going mad because we were losing the light in South Africa. The producers were pulling their hair out, but they were saying this is great TV. And obviously it wasn't live, the one we did in South Africa. So
yes, yeah.
I could watch it back.
Oh, well, listen, you've provided hours of entertainment. It's just
Still love it,
brilliant.
Dean. It's always great to see you. We'll enjoy the Bake Off Christmas special on Christmas Eve as well. It's great to see you.
Thank you. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. The world's most renowned veterinary surgeons tackling surgeries other vets wouldn't even dare to dream of.
And now Supervet Noel Fitzpatrick is taking a look back at some of his most memorable cases in a brand new book inspired by his specialist subject, dogs.
And Noel joins us now. I love this book. I love the fact that it's chapters, it's about dogs and they're humans and the reciprocated love that goes on between us and our animals.
Yeah, I wanted it to be 17 or 18 standalone stories you can just dip into, and it was very interesting before we came on air. You had a favourite story.
I did.
And everybody has a favourite story. So your favourite story was?
It's Bob the Staffordshire Bull Terrier and Dave. Bob and Dave.
Bob and Dave.
They were a team.
They were a team.
And Bob definitely saved Dave.
Yeah, Dave had fallen down on his luck and, you know, he'd had drugs in his life, he'd had addiction in his life, and Bob saved him. And this story, because I see it every single day in my consulting room, how dogs save humans and how life unravels. Like yesterday, 3 times in my consulting room. I was in theatre last night till very late. And every single day, it reminds me a lot, coming up to Christmas, how important this book is and how important dogs are, because Christmas is about love and joy and hope, and most of all, it's about home. And people have often said to me, my dog makes my home. You had a dog in your life.
Yeah, it's exactly the same thing. And even now, I still go to fill her water bowl. And like, if I'm finishing off a drink of water and I haven't finished it, I'll go to pour it, and then I think, oh no, she's not here.
I'm the same with Kira, my dear friend.
You had
the
Kira
love of
as
my
well.
life was on the back of this book.
Yeah.
Yeah, there she is. And she was the love of my life, and she really taught me so much about myself. And that's the narrative of this book, whether it's the Queen, chatting to her about the corgis, which was quite funny because what I asked her, whether it's her or what was I going to say with anybody,
right.
but I asked her, you know, how does she deal with the vicissitudes of life and the ups and downs and people, you know, always having something to say. And she said, oh, it's much like the dogs, you know, you just need to know which bark to listen to. Because most of the time I just ignore them.
Amazing.
But I do know which one to listen to. And isn't that a metaphor for life? You know which one to listen to.
Were that was a lunch. You actually sat next to her.
Yeah, I was
that's quite an intimidating...
With an injured foot as
With
well. Didn't you fall over or something?
I did. I had a cast on my foot and accidentally kicked her handbag under the table. I know.
That's treasonous.
I was going to end up in the tower for sure. But what was amazing was how, you know, it was just like having a chat with you. It was an enormous honour. And it's the same I find with everybody who's in the public eye or anybody who's not in the public eye. Well, through their dog, the true essence of themselves are shown.
It's just a fabulous connection, isn't it? So then the question ends up being, with all these incredible stories, how do you cut down the stories, Noel? Because you must have so many moments and stories. Like you say, even yesterday there were 3 occasions when you could have put stories in.
Yeah, well, apropos what you said when we came on the show, it's not so much that I do things that other vets don't do. It's when is it ethically the right thing to do? And I had the 2 extremes of that yesterday. One in which a dog was unsavable, but actually was, with some new developments in 3D printing and technology, and was the right thing to do. Another one was not the right thing to do, and we took that limb off last night, literally 10 o'clock last night.
Wow.
And that's real life. But to answer your question, the stories make themselves known. So there's a child in there with autism spectrum disorder and how his dog helped him. There's a man who has come from the war in Ukraine and how his dog helped him. There's a man whose affair was exposed.
That's quite a funny one.
Westy.
With the suspender belt. The bright red.
Well, it was way back in my career, and I had just started out in the UK. Actually, one of my first jobs. And a gentleman came in, a man of a certain calibre in life, or so he thought he was. All right, mate, look after the dog, mate. And his wife was there, and she was very much reticent to say anything until the West Highland White Terrier brought up a red string, which turned out to be a suspender belt, which is in chapter 1. And suffice to say, because I don't want to ruin the story, she said, "That's not mine, George."
And George wasn't the dog.
George was not the dog. George soon lost his Bentley, and yes, dogs show the very best and sometimes, unfortunately, the very worst.
Can't lie about
There's a story in there about a guy who was going to get engaged to his girlfriend, and the dog ate the ring. So he's following the dog around the woods for 3 days looking for poo. And she thought he was really weird. I don't want to marry this guy because he's a bit strange. He's always looking for... No, darling, I'll pick it up, I'll pick it up.
Go away.
And in the end, he finds a sparkling diamond. Which again, another metaphor. A diamond in the midst of poo. Isn't that the metaphor for life?
Absolutely. But where do you have the time to do all this? Because you write the books, you obviously do this cutting edge...
You're in surgery till 10 o'clock.
Like it's crazy. And then you also play in a band as well, called Fitzpatrick. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's called Fitzpatrick, because Brian May said Van Halen did quite well with their name. So I thought, OK, well, all right, fine. Yeah, we're playing a gig on the 18th of December in Soho. Everybody's invited.
Whereabouts?
It's at the the lower third or the upper third. It's in Denmark Street in Soho. So it's where all the guitars are.
Of course it is.
And, you know, Elton John started out there, the Beatles started out there. I just thought Fitzpatrick should start out there. Well, I'm very excited about it. It's called Fitzmas. And like with the book...
Fitzmas.
I find these things therapeutic. I was very lucky to find guitar because it's great therapy. I'm very lucky to be able to write in the book. And I write between midnight and 3 a.m.
Oh.
And...
when do you sleep?
Yeah, between 3 a.m. and the rest of whatever is left.
Right.
Overachievers Anonymous is what it needs to go
And
to.
the stories make themselves known in the same way as the songs make themselves known. And I've been a big song fan all of my life. And I see this book very much as a lyrical ode to all of the dogs I've ever met, and hopefully people, when they read it, they just dip in and dip out, and this Christmas time, hopefully they can find something that matters to them.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we've got a bit of a surprise for you now too,
Oh, you do?
Yeah, take a little look at this video we've got. See if you recognise this person.
Hi Noel. Bailey and I are so pleased to have this opportunity to thank you once again for making our Christmas 2022 complete. After Bailey was hit by a car, giving him horrendous injuries 2 weeks before Christmas, you operated him on your birthday and saved his leg from amputation. You are an amazing man and we are so grateful. As you can see, Bailey is fit and well and enjoying life. Thanks to you. Merry Christmas. Love, Bailey and I.
Oh,
that's magic.
And that was Vivian, and that was Bailey, and there was a terrible accident, and you managed to sort.
Just wanted to say thank you.
That's so sweet. That's so sweet. Oh my goodness, thank you.
It was
thank
a Christmas
you, Bailey.
miracle for them.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I remember it vividly. It was my birthday, and I couldn't ask for a better birthday present than to give Bailey his life back.
Neither could they.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell where Bailey started and the rug ended. I mean, that's the special thing about Bailey. He looks like an absolutely wonderful dog.
Aren't I blessed to have all these dogs in my life?
I think we're very blessed to have you doing what you do.
Oh, well,
For sure.
I'm the one who's honoured. Thank you.
And it really is a lovely book. It's called Dogs and Their Human Stories of Healing and Hope from the Super Vet Surgery. It's out now. It's great for Christmas. Anybody who loves dogs.
And Fitzpatrick, 18th of December.
18th of December in
Denmark
Soho,
Street.
Denmark Street.
It's
Please
going to
come.
It's going to go off.
Fitzmas.
Love it. Great to see you.
Thank you so
hello.
much.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
Thea Erivo and Ariana Grande. There's two best friends from Manchester making their magical Hollywood debut.
Yes, 10-year-old Caris Mungole plays young Alphaba, while Hattie Ryan, she plays a munchkin. Good morning to both of you girls.
Morning.
Morning. Now, how long have you been mates? Because you've been mates for a very long time, haven't you?
Yeah, around 7 years, maybe. No. Around 7 or 8 years. Yeah.
So how did this all come about? Did you both have to audition? Did you tell each other that you was auditioning? Tell me what happened.
So, I think at the time... So, first of all, we did a self-tape with us two.
Yeah.
And then I think from Caris said that she got from the self-tape, I think she got it straight away. Did you say?
But at the time it was a secret because everyone else had to get a recall.
Got
so
ya.
even though she's my best friend, I couldn't tell her.
Oh, my goodness, you had to keep that secret from each other, but you both understood.
Yeah, I didn't get it straight away. I did a self-tape like Caris, and then after the self-tape, I did an audition.
Right.
And then from the audition, I got it.
Lovely.
So tell me this, did you get to meet Cynthia and Ariana?
Yeah.
So she got to meet Ariana. And I got to meet Cynthia.
What were they like?
Ariana was so pretty. She speaks really high.
Does she? Was she in a big pink
She's like
dress?
a princess.
Oh. I can imagine that. And what was Cynthia like? Because you actually got to go and see her fly, didn't you?
Yeah, she's talked about this already, but there was one time on set and she was flying and I was just so amazed because at the time I was 8 and she's amazing. She's so brave to go up to the ceiling and fly. And they accidentally heard me in the monitor saying, wow.
Really? Did you get to fly as well?
Yeah, I did.
What was that like? Was it terrifying or was it really exciting and exhilarating?
At first, it was a bit scary because obviously you've got to get used to it. But as it went on, I got used to it and it was exciting.
I mean, what an experience. There you are there. Look at you playing young Alphaba.
Gorgeous.
And then, Hattie, you played a munchkin.
Yes.
Did you actually get to hold Ariana's hand?
I did.
But is it also true that you actually shut down production because you wasn't very well?
Yeah.
What happened?
So, one time on set, it was quite windy and there was lots of, like, grit and stuff on the floor.
Yeah.
And it all flew up into my eyes and I started rubbing my eyes. And when I rubbed my eyes, because I'm ginger, I started going all red.
No.
And I started going all red and then I can't film because I'm all red, obviously, because I wasn't red for the rest of it. Yeah, because I wasn't red for the rest of it. So I
I accidentally sent everybody home.
They were like, the Queen can't do it, so we have to shut down everything. Can I just say, your outfits today, very, very
Giving us some
interesting.
wicked vibes,
They're giving
right?
me some wicked vibes. And I was just wondering, have you done that TikTok yet? You know, when they go, I'm a witch and you're it. Have you done that yet?
Yeah.
Have you actually filmed it yet?
We have, yeah.
Can you do it for us?
Go on.
Because it's my favourite thing ever. All right, stand up. You got your cameras. This is your moment.
Okay.
Ready?
Go for it, girls.
Here we go.
Alphabet. Glinda. Alphabet. Glinda. I'm a witch. And I'm a witch. But which is which? Well, here's the sitch. We were roommates back at school. Alfie's our crew. Glinda's cool. We were strangers. That's no lie. But now we're besties. Ride or die. The school we go to is called Shiz. I studied hard on every quiz. While Glinda chases Alfie with Riz. And someday soon we'll meet the Wiz. Green pig, green pig, green pig. Stop. This song's good. Kind of a bop.
Please, that is amazing. Please let us do this later.
Oh,
Can
we're going
we
to
do
have
it?
to try, aren't we? We've got to give it a go. I don't know if I'll fit in the pink outfit, but we'll give it a go.
You can fit in that pink
We'll
outfit.
have to give it a go.
Oh,
How was the premiere? Was it fun?
It was amazing. I got to meet so many stars that I didn't get to meet while filming. Everyone was just so lovely, and I got to do so many interviews.
And they're so friendly to you as well, haven't they been so lovely? Look how stunning you both look.
Beautiful.
Oh, I love that.
Beautiful. Well, thank you for coming on the show today. It's been so lovely to meet you, hasn't it?
Yeah, we need to go and see the film. I'm going to watch it another 10 times. It's brilliant.
Me too.
It's amazing.
Thank you, girls.
Wicked Part 1 is out now in the cinemas. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you. We can't wait for Part 2.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
8 series of the Bake Off under the belt. Prue has judged a fair share of stove-stopping and glorious cakes.
She's wonderful. And while Prue is a Michelin star chef, her brand new book is all about the shortcuts and cheats she uses herself to make life in the kitchen a whole lot easier. Good morning, Prue. This is the book. It's wonderful. And I love the fact that you are a Michelin star, but you're not scared to shortcut. You're not, you're not snobby.
Well, no, I don't like that chefy snobby thing that everything has to be... it's... If you can buy puff pastry better than you can make it, buy it.
I agree.
And frozen mashed potato is delicious.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll mash my own potatoes when I've grown them in the garden and so on, but otherwise I would just...
Life's too short.
Prue, what I love about this is we've got the recipe and then you've got Prue's handy hack there. And then you've got the QR.
I know, I'm so proud of this.
You're so 2024.
So this is basically what happens if you click on this.
Well, then you see me doing the hack.
Are you talking to us as the book, like the person
you just see a demonstration. I mean, like you look on YouTube when you want to see how something's done. Well, I decided that if it was easier to just describe it, I would describe it. But actually, it's nearly always easier to show it. So you can see there is a description.
Malteser, Rocky Road.
Oh, my God.
And hello, Lord have mercy. There's the hack.
Well, we're very excited because obviously we've got you in on the flesh. So we've got you in the flesh. Can you show us some hacks now? What hacks have you got that you could teach me?
I've got a couple of hacks.
What you got?
This is the one that is really important to know because it's how to get a stone out of an avocado without ending up...
It's quite difficult.
Well, so many people dig at it like this and they end up with what doctors call avocado hand.
No one wants that.
In A&E, so that's not good.
That's true.
So anyhow, you cut the avocado in half.
It's a lovely avocado.
And then you just take a big knife like that and you bang it into... You bang that in and then it'll make it come out.
It comes.
And if you squeeze it a bit, it comes out.
Lovely.
And then, if you want to slice it quickly.
Are you slicing it now?
Yeah, I'm going to slice it now.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, actually, I need to do it on the plate so that there's a bit of space underneath.
Is it ripe enough, Prue?
It's not quite ripe enough, but I think I'll be
able.
That's a good idea.
Through the bars.
Just shove it down like that, and then you see.
Love that.
Well, that's not very good. Because it's a bit of a mess. It's a bit of a mess.
It's flat like a pancake.
All right,
it's like a green pancake.
It's not exactly beautiful, is it?
But you know what? It's still avocado.
Smashed avocado with some eggs. We're in. We're in. It's all no one wants it to be.
I think
like,
give me the other one. I think you should do it through like this and then just push like this.
All
I
right,
think it'd
go
be
on.
better.
Oh yeah, that's much better.
Do you think?
No.
Everyone gets squashed. I'm not sure this is the best hat in the world.
Have you got any other hats? Let's see what else you've got.
I'm going to tell you this.
Do you know what? I'm buying this book. I love it. I love it already.
No, I'll tell you what. I'll show you my favourite one here.
Oh, so
there's a bit of
some
string.
cheese.
You know how when you've got a soft cheese,
yeah,
it's really difficult to cut.
Yeah.
So if you get a bit of thread, this is just ordinary cotton, twist it across like that.
Yeah.
Get it round your fingers, and then you just pull.
Oh, that's a good one. Look at that.
It's like you're a Bond baddie.
That's a really good one.
That's a really good one. Did you see that one?
We did see that one.
Really?
Okay, that's
really
one.
good.
And then there's this. This is a good one.
What's
this
that?
Is how to peel ginger. You know, peeling ginger.
So not a knife.
Just a spoon.
Well, that's a good idea, isn't it?
And the great thing is, you can then go into the sort of bits that are difficult to get to. You can get in there.
You've cooked for so many incredible people, Mike. Have you cooked for the Beatles? Is that true?
Yeah. Well, yes, they came to my restaurant.
And what did they want?
Well, you know, I had a restaurant that was Michelin star, and it had 4 courses and very expensive. And so I said to them, they said they wanted a fry-up, basically. And so I said, look, your fry-ups again, you know, they wanted sausages and breakfast, really. And I said, that's going to be really expensive because, you know, we have a fixed price. And they said, you know what, we can afford it. So that was quite good.
It's been a good year.
And then Ringo said, and don't put any green stuff on it. He said, I hate the way you chefs put green things, you know, chopped parsley or green things on.
Yeah.
And, you know, we do. We always do put a bit of greenery because it lifts the colour.
Yeah.
It makes it look better.
Well, Prue, you should come across because obviously the winner of the Bake Off is our Georgie.
I know.
Come on, let's go and see her.
Before we bring our Bake Off winner 224, let's take a look at time in the tent.
Let's. At that moment, Georgie's here now. Morning, Georgie.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I mean, does it feel real now? Because obviously you've had to sit on this a long time, haven't you?
Yeah, it was one thing celebrating when we were there in the tent, but now the world knows, so it really is real now. It's incredible.
Well, especially for the last few weeks, I suppose, when the show's been on and you've been on the show, right? For the last couple of months. It must have been so hard then. People see you in the street, your friends, your family, your colleagues and whatnot, just going, well...
Yeah, everyone's been asking all the time, but I'm really good at keeping secrets.
Are you?
So nobody knew. 6 people knew, and that was it.
Georgie, what's your background? You're Welsh-Italian, right?
Welsh-Italian,
So is it the nonna that taught you how to cook?
Yeah, my nonna taught me how to make kind of like the tiramisus, the cream cakes and things like that, and then my gran taught me how to make Victoria sponges and cupcakes, so...
The thing is, you had such a ups and downs in the tent. I mean, Prue, you know, she literally nearly gave up at one week.
Well,
at
darling,
one stage.
you saved the day because you just gave her a pep talk and said you're going to go back there and it's going to be fine.
Well, I could see her sabotaging us, and I just thought, not on my watch.
No.
You're going to carry on.
Not today.
And I'm so glad you did.
Yeah.
What was your favourite moment in the tent, would you say?
Dylan and you falling off the stool
Oh, the
and the thing,
table?
yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
That was the
such a weird
best
day,
thing.
wasn't it?
Everything was just going wrong, wasn't it? People were falling, collapsing.
Your fall was so elegant, though.
I wouldn't say it was elegant, Prue. I wouldn't say it was elegant.
It was. You sort of cartwheeled off really quite great.
That is pretty much every Friday here, by the way.
Yeah.
Are we
Did
going
you
to get
know? Sorry, did you know when you were doing it? Did you know whether it was going to be a success or not? Like early doors, like is there a moment where there's a tipping point where you're baking and you go, actually, this is going to be great?
Yeah, I kind of, week 1, I remember turning around and thinking, what am I doing here? These are all incredible. I'm going home next week. But then I just kept getting better and better as the weeks went on, so I thought I can do this, you know.
Well done, you.
Well done.
You know what I think was so wonderful about the way is that you cooked what you cook at home.
Yeah.
You stuck to recipes you know, you stuck to flavours, you know. You didn't...
Yeah.
And that was just so perfect.
She was incredible.
Well, listen, congratulations you, and congratulations you. Prue's book, Life's Too Short to Stuff a Mushroom. It's the best named title for a book ever.
So good.
Is out now.
And also, you need to come and do our show.
Absolutely. Get you some bacon on
Well, listen,
there.
it's, hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
Justine! Well-renowned violinist and composer Andres joining us now. I mean, that's just a bombardment of the senses
It's
on her.
amazing.
It's marvellous.
Yeah, that's what I like to... My wife always say, you are 4 horses running and I have to take her back. I like to give.
That's great.
And what made you want to do that and mix all those different styles together and make this big kind of
I was
silver
born on
screen?
a Sunday and my father was a conductor.
Yeah.
All serious stuff, you know, and I was always, come on, a little bit more life, a little bit more humor, a little bit more laughing. So that's what I started to do. My first teacher, I was 5 years old. She was a blonde 8-year-old girl. I immediately fell in love with her. And that helped me a lot to study the violin because the beginning is difficult.
Yes.
So, yeah, she helped me a lot. And that's what I always wanted, to make the people happy with my music. And that's what you saw.
It's so funny, Andre, when you say that, because I've got a little boy who's 6, and he started playing violin, but on a violin that was about that big, which sounds...
I started on a big one.
Did you?
Yeah, yeah.
Straight away? But the first... Oh, yes. There he is.
Yeah, you see?
So have you got any advice for me?
The little one, it's easy, but it's better because it sounds better.
Sounds so much better,
Even
right?
when you cannot reach, it sounds better.
Yeah, that and get him an 18-year-old blonde music teacher.
Yeah, you can. He
That's
can
the
impress the ladies.
Oh, OK.
What was... is violin a great instrument to learn out of all of them, do you think? And to become a composer, is it a great entry-level instrument?
I tried all instruments, but the violin won. Because, you know, it vibrates, it's a part of your body.
Yeah.
And one of the most important things for you is to bring classical music to the people, right?
Yeah.
So to try and educate people and let them, but not be po-faced about it, and let them just educate. Yeah, let them enjoy it. Yeah. How important is that to you? How do you do that? Because I remember when we were younger, the Three Tenors did such a great job of that. Yeah. Suddenly, your gateway into so much great opera or classical music was through Pavarotti or...
You ask me how I do that?
Yeah.
With my heart.
Yeah.
That's really true. It's really true. When you mention the Three Tenors or whatever, I only play that music that touches my heart. And that could be a small piece from a symphony of Brahms or Bach or whatever, but it must touch my heart. And when I know that it touches my heart, it will touch your heart, I'm sure.
Yeah. And if people are watching this now and they think, oh, do you know, I love classical music, but I don't know what my gateway is into it. It's the Johann Strauss Orchestra, is that right?
Yeah, yeah.
So what piece of music would you say, if there's one piece of music people should go, oh, this is the piece of music you should listen to at home, what would it be?
The Blue Danube.
Oh, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
And I play it every night, and Strauss is my favourite composer because his waltzes are so fantastic, you know? Yep. I see the whole audience start, but you could
Half
also
the gallery
play...
are humming it
Yeah,
right
they
now.
are. They're singing in
It's
that.
like I'm going slightly mad.
You could also play da-dee-da-dum. Yep, then it's nothing. But it's such beautiful... That's introduction.
Yeah.
Wow. That's introduction. Yeah, it gives me goosebumps even now. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
It makes the hairs on your arms
it's so
stand.
beautiful.
And you've got a really talented little girl with you as well.
Yeah.
Who's she?
Emma Koch.
Yeah.
We were on tour in America, and my son Pierre threw his telephone on my makeup dish, and he said, listen to that. And I listened. Yeah, who's that? It's Emma Koch. She's 15, and she won the Voice Kids in Holland.
Oh, OK.
Oh, yeah, OK, let her come. So that was the beginning, and we worked together in my studio, and she's such an enormous talent.
Yeah.
I bring her on tour, of course, and
And not only does she sound beautiful, but she's got an inspirational story as well, hasn't she?
It is. She's very ill.
Yeah.
Her stomach is paralyzed.
Right.
So all her food, she walks with a pump of food, and it comes through a little tube directly to her stomach. But on stage, she
takes it away,
and she's free.
Oh.
And that she tells, it's really fantastic.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's so lovely chatting to you, Andre. I could talk to you for hours.
And she's a brave girl.
Yeah.
And she's an example for all of us.
Very much
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Lift the lid on the new show. We're joined now by Jacob and his wife, Helen and Reese. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's nuts and bonkers and brilliant. How did you get involved?
Well, I got an email out of the blue from the production company, which, to be perfectly honest, I thought was a spoof.
Yeah.
Because people do send MPs things that turn out not to be entirely accurate. So I have an agent. I passed on to him and said, look, let's see what this is. I mentioned it to the children, who thought this sounded quite exciting at the time. And then it turned out to be real, and we had a discussion, and it was going to be all very political, and my doing constituency surgeries and all of that.
Yeah.
And none of this quite happened because the election came at the beginning, whereas we were expecting it rather at the end of proceedings. So it became more family than political.
Right.
How are you about that? Did you have reservations?
Yes, I think it would be fair to say I had reservations.
Wow, that was a very political answer.
But yes, no, we were discussing it, and then, but it was, yes, probably Parliament surgeries, and it was definitely going to be 85% Jacob and about 15% the rest of us.
Yeah.
And then...
Is that percentage you negotiated?
No, I think I was just sort of told that
Yeah.
that's what was happening. I haven't actually worked out whether it is actually that or not. But
Yeah.
Anyway, but I think it was meant to there was meant to be an election called in October, perhaps.
Yeah.
Maybe at the Conservative Party conference, a convenient general election, November or December, about now then. Cliffhanger, will he, won't he keep his seat? And then, bang, the election starting gun was fired on the 22nd of May. And I think did they ring you up and say, like, can we come round and start filming today, now?
We either start now or we don't do it. But we hadn't actually agreed things at that point. But if we were going to do it,
we haven't signed anything.
No, if we were going to do it, we needed to start.
So disconcerting, though.
So we were off to the races straight away.
Wow, and have you ever seen anything like it before? You say in the show, I'd never seen the Kardashians, but did you start watching The Furies or something?
We watched The Furies in the summer.
Together. I mean,
as your homework.
It was too late by then, we'd started.
We were well into it by then. But I thought, and this is what's happening with this programme, I thought Mrs. Fury was wonderful.
Right.
And I think Helena comes out of this wonderfully.
You're very kind.
Mr. Fury and I are the
extremely
sort of
pretty,
old
Mrs.
grumps
Fury.
in the background. But that's what I don't mind that. But I think Helena and Mrs. Fury are great stars in all of this.
Very kind. I think she's much hotter than me. So
talk yourself down. I can't believe we're having this conversation. But Jacob is it'd be fair to say, a divisive character.
Yes.
But your children aren't divisive politicians. So were you worried at all about them? Because they seem to be enjoying every second of it, given the trailer.
We certainly thought about that and discussed it. I mean, Alfred and Sixtus are still really quite little. They're, I think when it started, they were 8 and 6, and then 8 and 7. They're sort of small and cute, and the older ones we obviously certainly thought about. Sort of social media and what their friends would think, and school and that kind of thing. Anselm's 12 and getting a bit more self-conscious. So we certainly spoke. I spoke at length to the producers about that sort of before filming started.
Yes.
And the teenagers, but they took part to varying degrees. With what they were happy to.
Sure.
Yeah. And Jacob, some of your views are very, very divisive. Like, some people agree, some people don't. But in this, you actually turn around and you just wave and smile to everybody, essentially. And there's a moment in it where you turn around and you say, I like winding people up.
Well, there is an element of winding up po-faced, humorless lefties, which I think we should all take at every opportunity. But if you're interested in politics, you have to stand up for what you believe in. Otherwise, what on earth's the point of doing it? But if you have strong beliefs and you express them, people will disagree with you, and that's part of politics. And some people will express their disagreement using Anglo-Saxon phraseology.
Would you watch this? Could you understand that your constituents would be unhappy with you making this show?
No, I don't think constituents would have minded one way or another. I think that when you are an MP, the people you represent recognise that you are a public figure, and you find that in your constituency, because one of the great things about our political system is how open MPs are to the people who've elected for them. So you're constantly around and about in your constituency, and people come up to you all the time, whether you're with your children or you're doing sort of routine things. And I think that's a great part of our political life.
You've actually seen all of them now. Are there any regrets in there at all, or is there anything that you would quite like to do different? Are you happy with it?
Well, I particularly like episode 4.
OK.
Because it's all about Mary, really, our only daughter. And Mary was very enthusiastic about this. And I obviously think my daughter is a superstar. And so I love watching the episode where she's there with her horse and her dog and so on. And I think that's absolutely lovely. No, I was nervous about it because I recognised it was a risk and this type of TV can go badly wrong. But we seem to have survived.
There was one bit when we're away in France and it looks as though Sixtus knocks over a glass of red wine. But
it was my fault.
Actually, he didn't. He was on my right.
He was blameless.
And I think someone passed something to someone because they were asked, and a glass of red wine got knocked over. But I don't think it was by Sixtus.
No, it was
I think somehow on TV he's almost like he gets blamed for it.
It was entirely my fault.
But it was you or Anselm or Alfred.
It was me.
Because I think actually that's what they are, the stars of the show, the children. I think people can really relate to the children running around. But I think there's other elements of the show as well that people are. It's like a completely different world. There's a house in Westminster, a house in the country, staff working for you. Are you worried that that alienates you slightly?
I think everybody leads different lives. That there's this idea politicians have that there is a sort of uniform life led by voters, and this is just nonsense. Everybody's life is individual. But they also have similarities. So, yes, we have black tie dinners on Saturdays, but the children have to be got to school on time. And so there are similarities across all lives as well as differences. And I think people understand that. But we're curious, aren't we? We always want to know how other people lead their lives. I always notice with Conservative events, if they're in somebody's house, you get more people going than if they're in a function room. Why? Because we want to see how people live.
Yeah.
A little part of you, tiny part of you, relieved that you lost your seat in going forward. Like the pressure is almost off. You don't need to be a member of Parliament. You don't need to do this TV show.
I very much enjoyed being a member of Parliament. I was very lucky when I lost my seat because I had my GB News programme to go to on Monday evening, and therefore I still had work to do. I think it's much harder for people who didn't have a job once they lost their seat. But no, I love being in Parliament, and I'm very tempted, if anyone will have me, to go back in.
What, irrespective of the party? Or?
No. I was thinking of Conservative associations. No, I don't think I would be a very attractive socialist candidate somehow.
Would you like to do a second series of this?
Lord, well, let's see how this one goes.
Helen's just immediately looked down.
Let's see if we survive the first one.
Ask us next week.
But there was an interesting moment where they talked to you, Helena, about meeting for the first time. And when you first met for the first time, you were 1.
I was 1 and he was 9.
So you don't remember any of that, obviously. But the second time you met...
I mean, he was 9. Hello.
What was the initial reaction like between the two of you?
Jacob's younger sister, Annunziata, introduced us at a party, sort of, she was having, like a political party she was having in a basement in Mayfair. It was the launch party of trustthepeople.org, which I misremember as being about getting a vote on our membership of the EU, but in fact was to do with the Constitution or something. Okay, anyway, so at that point I'd become friends with Annunziata and I'd certainly met her parents, my now parents-in-law, and I saw Jacob. You may have been talking to someone, you may have been standing alone, you may have been...
Probably fiddling with my coffee. That's what I usually do at drinks parties.
But I remember seeing him and thinking, gosh, that man looks just like William Rees-Mogg, so
Yeah.
it must be his son. And then when I said hello to Nunziata, I said, that man looks just like your father.
Uh-huh.
So I assume he's your brother.
And there it was.
At this point, obviously hoping so.
Intriguing.
I
believe intriguing was the terminology used.
And Nunziata said, oh, yes, that's Jacob, and introduced us. So.
Well, the show is on Discovery Plus from Monday.
Yeah,
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning. Our next guests are not only football royalty, they're also one of the nation's favourite father and son duos.
Yeah, now they're teamed up to celebrate the passion and share stories from around the kitchen table.
It's all in their new book, A Family Obsession, and we're joined by Harry and Jamie Redknapp now this morning. Good morning,
Good morning.
fellas.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
What fun, because you've both done books before, so you know what you're doing. But to do one together, what an excuse to go and have a chat and have a lovely time over a pint or whatever.
That's what it was, Dad. Good fun, yeah. And the guy who wrote it was
Leo Moynihan.
Leo was an amazing football man. He's encyclopedia of football, really. So we were just reminiscing about all the old days and great players that I'd played against and had watched, and he really knew all about them as well. So it made it interesting.
We obviously did the writing, though, Dad, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
All that time you spent at school.
But Harry, I mean, that must have been a lovely upbringing for you and your career, because your career took you everywhere. You were in Seattle, weren't you?
I went to Seattle, and played out there. I went out with Bobby Moore and Jeff Hurst.
Wow.
Who both obviously played in the World Cup winning team.
Yeah.
Were teammates of mine at West Ham.
And that American League was so exciting back then.
Great times. We went out there, and our first game we played, it was in the new stadium in Seattle, the Kingdome. 66,000 people there, sold out, and we played the New York Cosmos with Pelé. And Pelé was an amazing player, Pelé. People don't realise just
who won that game?
Fantastic. I think they actually beat us 3-2, but it was a good game.
Yeah.
Good game. And Bobby and Pelé, I mean, I've got a picture on my wall at home. It's as big as the wall. It's my favourite picture. Is Bobby and Pelé swapping shirts, 1970 World Cup in Mexico. The respect they show for each other. Bobby Moore and Pelé, two of the all-time greats. You know, it was
a great game, that wasn't it?
That was that 70 World Cup was incredible.
Yeah.
And what are your memories? Obviously, that's a little bit young for you, but
Well, it isn't. Yeah, we grew up in the US and followed Dad around Seattle, and he went to Arizona.
Yeah.
And it just felt, so it was always football, really. It was always in and around it, always in dressing rooms, listening to conversations I shouldn't. When Dad would walk out, a few of the players maybe have a bit of a go at Dad, and I'd shut my ears.
Or join in.
I'll join in. But no, very lucky. You know, I had that football education from such an early age, and it obviously stood me in
But in Seattle,
stead.
I mean, you used to come training every day, you and Mark, didn't you? You know, when, say, Bobby and Jeff Hurst, all the great players that we had out there at that time. Mike England, who was a great player for Tottenham back in the day. And Jamie, and they'd be around playing football all day with the kicking about on the training pitch, you know. So it was football for them.
It's interesting, though, as well, like your relationship, too. That's the lovely thing about it. When you write your chapter in the book about your dad and saying, you know, he's my best mate. You know, you've got football that unites us, but it's your relationship, I think.
Yeah,
that's
very
so
lucky
great.
cat, yeah. But I suppose it's when you have a common theme, something you love so much, and it's obviously football's been so kind to us. It's given us a great life, still is now, and it gives you opportunities. And I was very fortunate because when you dedicate yourself to something, to be a footballer, you have to make a lot of sacrifices. For some, it goes well. For others, like this is sort of time of year when a lot of kids are maybe going to get released from football clubs and their dreams are going to be crushed. For others, it's the start of an unbelievable life. So I've been very fortunate that football has been good. I had ups and downs, obviously, with injuries and whatever, but I think the memories that we've shown in the book and some of the people we speak about, and that was why it was nice to almost go down memory lane and talk about like the hardest footballers, the best players, the greatest games. It was quite good because we had a few arguments as well. Not arguments, but different discussions.
But can we have a little hashtag pray for Sandra? Because never mind the sacrifices you make, that poor woman,
and still is.
She used to bunk off school.
Yeah.
With him in full knowledge, with his permission.
Mum, the only thing is, though, good thing, no one knows. Mum doesn't, she's got no idea. So the good thing is she won't be watching this now. She still thinks I went to school and come out with loads of O-levels.
Don't worry about that.
What used to happen? You used to turn up at the end of the day and go,
I'd pull up the school gates early. I was manager of Bournemouth at the time, you know, and we'd get to just outside the school, and James said, "Oh, Dad, why have I got this rubbish today? We're doing history or geography or something. Can I come training? Let me come training with you." And I went, well, all right, come and... So we go training, he'd come and train and join in and whatever, and then I'd drop him, we get home about 4 o'clock, and my missus thought he'd been to school, you know, it's terrible, isn't it, really? But she did discover when he couldn't read or write at 15 that he'd been bunking off of school, you know.
That bit is definitely not
He
true.
hasn't done too bad. He hasn't done too bad.
I love the story that you have to do his paper round.
Yeah, I did, yeah. I got them made them do paper rounds. I thought, you know, get them up out of bed in the mornings, get them to do a paper round before they go to school. But they was always, not always, but some mornings they were late getting them out of bed.
Well, I was a spare boy. I wanted to learn all the different rounds.
Yeah,
so then when
he was a spare boy, spare part.
And no, but then you come and help me a couple of times.
And so, I'd go out, we're late. So I'd go over to the shop, help him. I delivered one morning, and I swear, I was a manager of Bournemouth at the time, and I went to put the paper through the door, and this gentleman came out with his dressing gown on with a raving hump because the paper was about an hour late. He opened the door, just about to have a go at the paper boy, and he went, "Oh, it's Harry, isn't it?" I went, "Yeah." He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "We don't pay much that Bournemouth deal." I said, "I've had to get a paper round as well, you know."
He didn't have to take half the £3.70 at the end of the
I
week.
bet he did, and commission.
Yeah,
exactly. Good days.
I've got to ask you about I'm a Celeb as well. Are you watching it? Do you, like, look back at it fondly and go, oh, this is quite good?
Yes, yeah, it's great to see it. And they look a good group in there again this time.
Don't they?
They're enjoying it, you know.
Who do you think is going to win, then? Because you came out as king, so who do you reckon might...
I don't know. I think Danny's got a big chance, you know.
Yeah.
I like Danny. I played golf with him. He was in Soccer Aid. He's a great lad, isn't he?
Lovely lad. Look at you there, Dad. Look, that was amazing when you won it.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
It was like it's been on a detox.
I'd never seen the programme if I did it. I swear that was the silly part about it. I never had a clue what it was about, you know.
Did you think you were actually going to get fed properly?
I honestly, I thought there'd be a caravan out the back, you know. OK, bacon sandwich, everybody. Off you come.
And cut.
Sausage sandwich, cup of tea, chocolate biscuit. Off you come.
What was the worst bit about it?
Oh, probably at the end. Well, they're long days, you know. If you're not doing a trial, you're sitting around quite a bit, you know. But it's what you see. There's no gimmies in there, is there? Everything is as it is. There's no, you know, there is no... Everything is very basic. It was quite...
You did so well.
Yeah.
Good fun.
And no Sandra to look after you as well. That's a big...
Absolutely. Well, yeah, and I think the worst thing I'd done was saying that I'd love a jam roly-poly with custard, because when I came out... We were getting... Oh, my God, yeah. Oh. We were getting about 100 through the post every week.
Jam roly-polies?
Jam roly-polies, boxes and boxes of them. And Sandra used to go and feed the homeless on a Thursday down in Bournemouth. And even the homeless were going, "Oh, not bloody jam roly-poly again. Can't you cook nothing else?" I mean, it got a bit embarrassing.
It is smashing to see you this morning.
Good.
Absolutely
Nice
lovely
to see you.
The new book, A Family Obsession, is out now. Great Christmas present,
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
But before cementing itself in history and before anybody had ever heard of something called a charity record, the real story started when two musicians decided to use their talents to raise some money for people facing an unimaginable situation.
And those two musicians, Bob Geldof and Midge Ure, join us now. And I have to... So I was supposed to say £200 million have been raised, but in today's money...
It's about 480 million.
Wow.
Value. Not 2 million, thanks, guys. I'm glad you
200 million.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I was just say, but you said two.
I know, but I corrected
you've never
it,
done
though.
this before, right?
Never.
You know?
Never.
We're sitting next to Bob Geldof.
Chicken.
I just remember... Look, it's a real privilege to have you both here.
We are, because it's his daughter produces this show right now, so all the camera work is on him.
Absolutely. That's the whole point, having daughters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, precisely.
Meanwhile, no one could get you for interviews yesterday, apparently, pre-interviews.
Right.
Busy.
I was all over the place.
He was all over the place. Exactly. What's your excuse?
I was on tour.
He's on tour.
Oh, my word.
He's being a musician.
One of us is a musician.
Are you still
Same as 40 years ago, by the way.
Yeah, you know what we are? You know, men are just useless, aren't we? You know, we never see each other. Never, you know. And then the moment years go by and you bump into each other again somewhere, and it's like those years didn't exist. It just instantly comes back again. But we're constantly texting. I'm glad to say Bob now can spell, because he used to text like a teenager, and it would take me hours to kind of reinterpret what he's actually trying
I
to
just
say.
eliminated the unnecessary consonants.
You just don't use
like vowels or whatever, you know.
Bob, when you think about it, it all started with you watching that Michael Burke report.
Yeah.
Can you take us back to that day and just the process of from that to recording
The key
a single?
thing is the time of year. It was late October, damp. The Boomtown Rats had this endless string of hits, and suddenly this good song I thought we had wasn't getting traction. Retrospectively, because there was a whole new crowd on the block, Ultravox, Duran Duran, Spandau Ballet, George Michael, they had something new to sell, but I was depressed and thought, well, best part of my life may be over. I go home. I had our first little girl. Fifi was about 6-9 months. My missus was there. I was home at 6. He wasn't home at 6. I mean, I'm not joking. Nor was Simon Le Bon, nor was Gary Kemp. They were out working. So I turned on the television, 6 o'clock news, and saw this genius piece of journalism, which within a few minutes told you this vast story of horror. And that's why journalism is really important, to tell you the truth about the world. Forget conversation and opinions, the truth.
We're looking at Michael Burke now. Even now, I remember that image so vividly.
Well, it was so interesting because he was on last week and he came here and I was talking to him about it and I was saying, I was 8 when that went on the TV and I watched all of the reports back and it was so visceral how I distinctly remember it, even as a little girl, being really shaken to the core, and he was talking about it and saying, what you didn't see were the smells, the sounds. He arrived there and it was pitch black. And he woke up in the morning and there were 40,000 starving people in front of him, and he had no idea when he arrived.
I know, it is, but he was able to encapsulate that in very tight, précis language, which spoke of rage and anger, but in a very posh English middle-class accent, so it hit home to you.
Yeah.
And the three of us, people, and Paula took Fifi and ran upstairs because she couldn't watch it. And the next day she went up to Newcastle to go with Jules Holland. The two of them hosted the go-go rock and roll show of the 80s called The Tube. So I went down for breakfast in the morning and in the bowl was a little piece of paper saying, anyone who comes to this house puts £5 in this bowl. And I thought it had stayed with us all night. We hadn't talked about it or anything. And I thought, that's good, but this really does require more. This requires something of the self. And I thought, I'll call it Who's on the Show. Remember, the Rats were tapering off now, so I couldn't guarantee that we were going to have a hit, you know. So what I do is I write tunes, so does he, and that's the most I could do. So if we're not going to have a hit, find the people who can make this a hit. So I called a tube and I said, who's on? She said, Midge, she's here beside me. And I said, put him on, and...
Who says no? You know, none of us had seen the footage, as Bob said. We were all out working. And he said, he told me what he'd just seen. He said, can we meet up? We did. Met up in London. Came to the obvious conclusion that we're actually skilled at nothing but possibly writing a tune. It was kind of cold and calculated when you think about it. If we wrote a Christmas tune, you know, we couldn't just cover a Christmas tune because 50% of the money generated from a record goes to the writers. So I had to write something. So Bob had this thing, and I went home after our meeting.
Excellent tune.
That's what I meant to say. Of course. This wondrous
thing. Please, I saw that shot. That left me as I was making this point because it's his daughter running this show.
Gonna tell you all.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I you know, having spoken about this, we made a Christmas tune and got it to #1 with the help of all our friends, of course. You know, a record can sell 2, 3 times as many over a Christmas period as it can #1 any other time of the year. So I went home and I came up with my little Z-Cars theme, and Bob turned up the next day with a guitar with hardly any strings on it and sang me what he had. And I spent 4 days in my studio gluing all this together, playing all the instruments and stuff, while Bob bludgeoned our poor friends to come and join us and help do this thing.
So back in the day, I mean, in that era, there weren't mobile phones. So you were phoning, like, people's offices, phoning their management to try and corral them all to do it.
So we've forgotten a lot of this, but there's, you know, and neither of us thought about, you know, outtakes of stuff. So the video was made, And Jill Sinclair, who sort of finds all this stuff for Band Aid, she found all the outtakes and pieced it together into this extraordinary documentary, which is going out Thursday or Friday.
That's
Channel
right,
4.
No, not Channel 4.
BBC 4.
Again,
BBC 4.
Yeah.
Who briefs you? Who does your research? Dealey, can you be professional? Because we are.
These aren't these. This is my
BBC 4, for God's sake. And,
oh, no. Shamed
really
by Bob Geldof live on telly. I love
mean,
it.
I'm going to hell.
No, but actually, no, I think... Why not? If anyone,
Right.
yeah.
I'll meet him there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh my God.
On the outtakes, which are part of the new video, which is equally extraordinary to the song. I mean, just it's immense. Anyway, we're saying another bit. I'm trying to be serious talking. What we try and do, we're trying to raise £70,000. You know, and I sit on the desk against the tape machine, and the tape machine starts whirring. My bum has set off the tape machine, and I go like this, and he looks at me, and the two of us start laughing. I mean, what you've got is a load of spotty kids, basically out of school, called Duran Duran, Spandau Ballet, George Michael, Bono, very nervous.
Yeah.
And I say to George Michael, I say, George, have you met Bono? He goes, no. I said, Bono, this is George Michael. And Bono looks suspicious. He goes, hi. And George says, I get so nervous when I meet pop stars, you know. And Paul Young with this crap, dirty white T-shirt and spots and stuff, and you're going...
But there were kids running around as well in the
chaos. His face is a picture, because there's people... What about if we do this, Midge? And he's going... And he's just sitting like this.
How we got anything, when you see the footage, how we got anything out of that day, I will never know.
But at the moment, there is some criticism being bandied around from fellow pop stars, the countries itself. How does that make you feel? And do you think you are still helping, and this new version will continue to help?
Oh, absolutely. The bottom line is that for 40 years, we have worked with the result of famine, climate change, war, you know, and the result of that is children. The result of that is you know, tonight there'll be someone sitting with no idea of whether they're going to be living or sleeping or what they're going to be eating or whether they'll wake up tomorrow. That is the result that is there, that we deal with on a constant basis. You know, the fact that everyone has an opinion is great. We embrace that. You know, the fact that people are talking about this, we embrace that. You know, the dialogue is incredibly important. It brings it to the surface again. And it doesn't matter which side you're on. All sides need to be covered. You know, Africa standing on its own feet, absolutely, we get that. We totally agree with it. For 39 and a half years, we have put money into long-term development within Africa, within sub-Saharan Africa. You know, for the first 6 months, it was immediate aid we had to send. It was medication and sorghum and high-protein biscuits and, you know, transportation, whatever. So we are there. The fact that people are discussing this and there is a dialogue going on is brilliant. That's what it's meant to do. Our job, all the way through the initial years of Band Aid, was to keep the cameras focused. I didn't want to go to Ethiopia. Bob couldn't go, but with the initial shipment of goods, we had to go because the cameras had gone over there somewhere. And we had to keep pulling those cameras, microphones back again. And that's what it's all about. Keep the media focused and keep the world focused on what the problems actually are. You know, you can't stop one end of the scale by focusing on the other. Everything has to happen. You know, Africa has got to stand on its own feet, and it is, you know. But the people we're dealing with are the result of all the bad stuff. And that's what we'll continue to do.
Without a shadow of a doubt, you saved lives. Band Aid has saved lives, Live Aid has saved lives.
And today, I mean, I wake up, as I keep saying, 10 or 12 emails. I just looked at it just before I came on. I don't know if I have a phone over here.
No,
probably left
we probably took it from you.
Green thing. Here it is. So today, Under-Secretary General of the United Nations from Port Sudan, where the ships all landed. So he's talking about the mass rape of women, which is happening in Sudan, and which Band Aid is spending money over in the Chad border. If those damaged, broken mothers and their panicked, exhausted children can escape and get over that border, we're there. We're there because of this song. Buy the thing, just buy it. Doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter whether you like George Michael or Bono. Just buy it. Just buy it. Because what's it does and here's the Under-Secretary General of the United Nations live in Port Sudan. I know what you've endured as women and girls is beyond anything that I could possibly understand. It's beyond anything that I can explain to the world. We will take your stories and we will make sure the world hears you. So this is to us, by the way. This is a speech, but it's sent to us. We will support those NGOs and community groups who lead the response. Yes. Yes, we will.
Yeah.
And between that meal and that hungry child this evening that Midge has just talked about, you are interposed. Look, you and I, and him and me, we can do nothing about the horror in Ukraine. We can do nothing about the horror in Palestine. We can do nothing about the fear of what Trump's going to do. We can do nothing about the cost of living for all of us this Christmas, or inflation, or whatever. But with this little pop song, we do have agency. We can move the world a fraction for some individual. We can look at them and say, there's another human being, I don't like this, and I'm going to interpose between that meal and that kid, and that record is the interposition. And I promise you, get this track. Just go and get it physically if you can find a record shop, download it, or keep streaming, keep streaming.
Look, it is available to stream.
That person will get fed tonight and be protected and warmer and safer and start a life again of dignity.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, look,
I'm
just checking the date. Yeah, from tomorrow.
Do they know it's Christmas?
Yeah.
It's the 2024 Ultimate Mix now. It will be available to buy on Friday, with all funds going directly to the Band-Aid Trust.
And you can watch the making of Do They Know It's Christmas on Friday at 9 p.m.
BBC 4.
On BBC
4.
Sir Bob, thank you so much.
Thanks, Bill.
Midge, thank you so much for everything you've done as well, not just for coming on this show, for everything you've done.
Yeah.
You've helped change the world, and that's an amazing thing to have.
He hasn't, obviously.
Yeah, but his daughter's a really good TV producer.
She's amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, his daughter's
Absolutely
a really good
amazing.
TV producer.
Bigs you guys up professionally with your research notes. Britain, what is wrong with television?
Oh, my goodness. Right, thank you very much, gents. Thank you so much.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Sorry, talking.
We're on the telly.
It's been years.
We're on the telly.
We're on the reunion.
We're on the telly. Our next guests are one of the country's biggest pop bands ever, and now Steps are taking their music to the stage in a brand new musical.
Here and Now features some of the band's biggest hits, including Tragedy and 5, 6, 7, 8, and will be soon coming to a theatre near you. So Lee, Claire and H are with us now to tell us more. Good morning.
Good morning. Lovely to see you.
How did this happen?
Steps the musical.
Yes.
The musical. Well, it's something we've been talking about for a very long time, and actually actively trying to make happen for about 7 years. So it's, it's not an overnight, it's not been easy. And we've done it, it's proper, we've done it properly. It's not just a flash in the pan. It's, and something we always, because our songs are, even though people look at us and think, oh, they're just a novelty pop group, most of our songs are kind of stories in themselves. So it's amazing, actually, how quite a lot of the songs have taken on a real new meaning just by being woven through the script that Sean Kitchen has written. It's very exciting, and it's actually amazing that it's finally happening.
I can't work out what it's going to be, but I think it looks really exciting from the visuals we've seen. So tell me, how involved are you as Steps?
I mean, like Claire said, from day dot, we have been involved in the audition process, the casting process.
Creative.
Yeah, everything you
story.
see on stage is us.
We even gave some ideas and synopses ourselves to Sean, and I think the best way of explaining it is Sean knew what we didn't want.
Right.
When he was writing the story.
Yeah. Right.
And we've created better best bargains, so it's all set in a superstore, which is
It's a
amazing.
seaside
superstore. So I think it's very relatable, it's very grounded.
Sorry, why a shop?
Why not?
It's reality.
OK, fine. So,
It's
so you go in,
related,
in and you suspend reality for a second
I mean,
and enjoy the song.
When you actually look at the shop, everything's pink and blue and really bright.
Yeah,
It's very
it's
happy. So
out
it's
there.
not... It's reality, but
There's
it's not...
the shop.
Yeah, there you go.
There's the shop.
There we
That's the shop.
You want a shop there?
And what's the story? So tell us the story that runs through it.
So basically, the story is based around the 4 lead characters.
OK.
Kaz, who is our lead character, she's the kind of the linchpin between these 4 friends. She's about to turn 50, and her life is seemingly perfect. She's been approved to adopt a child. She's married. She's happy, and the three friends are all in very different situations, but look to her to say, your life's perfect, why can't we have that? And so she, she makes a pact with them that in 2 weeks they've got to sort their lives out to get it to where they want it to be. And then the story follows from there. And then it's, you know, Kaz's life turns out to be not quite as perfect as we think. And it's,
I know you think I sound a bit cynical, but I was kind of like, but the idea is that you had the story first and then you put the songs into the story. So it kind of makes a party atmosphere. And because you've got slow songs as well in your repertoire, then actually it helps the storytelling.
It's not so much that. I think Sean has been really, really clever with it, actually. And he's studied every single one of our songs, because there's quite a few that aren't in there that could have gone in.
Okay.
So he's really thought about where each song is placed, and narratively, they work perfectly.
Even 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, even 5, 6, 7.
How does that one fit in?
It's the half price hoedown. Is that what it is? Yes. It's hilarious.
I love that. Black Friday.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's really funny.
So how have you have you showed it to people? Have the audiences seen it now? What's been the response?
Well, it's at the Alex in Birmingham, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been sold out. It broke all box office records there, which was fantastic. It launched, the gala night was the 19th of November, and it's there till the 30th of November still.
Yeah, just another
So
week.
it is there. If you want your tickets, go and see it at the Alex in Birmingham. But then we are launching a tour starting the 2nd of September next year, and that goes on for 10 months, up and down the country, and it opens in Manchester.
Wow, and do you think it might end up in the West End, maybe?
I hope so. Yeah, we
hope so.
We're not all the...
We're hoping.
There were a few people that might have come last week that enjoyed it.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Are you quite tough bosses as well? Do you sit there with, like, a clipboard in the audience and go, right...
I think the great thing is we've all done musical theatre as well, so we get it.
For the kids, as it were, the young people, the actors and actresses in it, it must be quite intimidating for them as well, because they'll be old enough to know all of your songs, they'll be old enough to appreciate what you've all done, they'll be old enough to say you've had 30-year careers, do you know what I mean?
Almost.
And then they're going on to sing your song.
Do you know what the best bit is?
Go on.
There's a Steps mega mix at the end.
The mega mix is amazing.
The longest
Is there a
finale
glitter
ever.
drop
It's
7
well.
minutes. There's confetti. There's, you know...
I knew it.
Lee's like me, still can't believe it. You're like, yeah, it's amazing.
It's incredible, actually, to be in the audience and kind of listen to all our music in a very different way, and then hear all the reactions of the audience as well to what's happening on stage. And obviously, we've been there from day dot. We've put ideas forward. We've seen it come off the page, and it's now there. It's real. It's in our face, and it's just a phenomenal experience for us in a very different way.
And do you know what's lovely to hear the cast? They're having an absolute ball. They're really enjoying it. And a couple of times when we went to watch it, we sneak out and we stand by the side so you can see a few of them in the wings, and they're all singing along and dancing in the wings while the mega mix is going on. So it's to have a cast that are really loving being it, enjoying it.
Also, we have Judi Dench's daughter in the cast.
Yes.
Dame Judy's daughter.
She came to see it.
Dame Judy has seen it.
Yeah.
Has she?
She has.
What did she think? She loved it. She was up dancing.
What was the line at the end?
She said, "What's that bit at the end where they do all the songs again for no
Why do
reason?"
they do all the songs again for no reason? Maybe we can do that in Hamlet. We'll repeat all the best lines and do it again at the end. So she loved it. She loved it.
So it's playing now.
Yep.
As we
Until the
speak.
30th at the Alex in Birmingham. And then it opens in September next year at the Opera House Theatre in Manchester.
Which is a big space.
Yeah.
That's a big old place.
You know what's so nice as well is just seeing you all together
I love
for
it.
30 years. And there's no animosity. You all love each other. Like, it's
Still
just,
here.
It's
Still
lovely.
doing it.
Oh, I love
Can't
it.
get rid of them.
Still here.
Thank
You know what I mean?
you.
Still here.
Thank you,
Look,
guys.
honestly, I'd love to see it as well, because genuinely,
You should go.
there's
Oh,
a real...
it's feel good.
Yeah, exactly. It's a feel-good thing, and that's a...
I defy anybody to walk out of that theatre without a smile on their face.
Okay.
Honestly.
Here and Now, the Steps musical will begin touring the UK and Ireland from August 2025. Tickets to selected locations are available now. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
But before cementing itself in history and before anybody had ever heard of something called a charity record, the real story started when 2 musicians decided to use their talents to raise some money for people facing an unimaginable situation.
And those 2 musicians, Bob Geldof and Midge Ure, join us now. And I have to... So I was supposed to say £200 million have been raised, but in today's money...
It's about 480 million.
Wow.
Value.
It's
not 2 million, thanks, guys. I'm glad you're
200 million.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I was just saying, but you said 2.
I know, but I corrected
you've never
it,
done
though.
this before, right?
Never.
You know?
Never.
We're sitting next to Bob Geldof. That's what
chicken.
I just remember. Look, it's a real privilege to have you both here.
We are, because it's his daughter produces this show right now, so all the camera work is on him.
Absolutely. That's the whole point of having daughters.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, precisely.
Meanwhile, no one could get you for interviews yesterday, apparently, pre-interviews.
Right.
Was too busy.
I was all over the place.
He was all over the place.
exactly.
What's your excuse?
I was on tour.
He's on tour.
Oh, my word.
He's been a musician.
One of us is a musician.
Are you still
Same
great
as
friends
40
all
years
these years
ago,
later?
by the way.
Yeah, you know what we are? You know, men are just useless, aren't we? You know, we never see each other, never, you know, and then the moment years go by and you bump into each other again somewhere, and it's like those years didn't exist. It just instantly comes back again. But we're constantly texting. I'm glad to say Bob now can spell, because he used to text like a teenager, and it would take me hours to kind of reinterpret what he was actually trying to say.
I just eliminated the unnecessary consonants.
You just don't use
vowels or whatever, you know.
Bob, when you think about it, it all started with you watching that Michael Burke report.
Yeah.
Can you take us back to that day and just the process of from that to recording
the key
a single?
thing is the time of year. It was late October, damp. The Boomtown Rats had this endless string of hits, and suddenly this good song I thought we had wasn't getting traction. Retrospectively, because there was a whole new crowd on the block. Yeah. Ultravox, Duran Duran, Spandau Ballet, George Michael. They had something new to sell, but I was depressed and thought, well, best part of my life may be over. I go home. I had our first little girl. Fifi was about 6-9 months. My missus was there. I was home at 6. He wasn't home at 6. I mean, I'm not joking. Nor was Simon Le Bon, nor was Gary Kemp. They were out working. So I turned on the television, 6 o'clock news, and saw this genius piece of journalism, which within a few minutes told you this vast story of horror. And that's why journalism is really important, to tell you the truth about the world. Forget conversation and opinions, the truth.
We're looking at Michael Burke now. Even now, I remember that image so vividly.
Well, it was so interesting because he was on last week and he came here and I was talking to him about it and I was saying, I was 8 when that went on the TV and I watched all of the reports back and it was so visceral how I distinctly remember it, even as a little girl, being really shaken to the core, and he was talking about it and saying, what you didn't see were the smells, the sounds. He arrived there and it was pitch black. And he woke up in the morning and there were 40,000 starving people in front of him, and he had no idea when he arrived.
I know, it is, but he was able to encapsulate that in very tight, précis language, which spoke of rage and anger, but in a very posh English middle-class accent, so it hit home to you. Yeah. And the three of us, Paula took Fifi and ran upstairs because she couldn't watch it. And the next day she went up to Newcastle to go with Jules Holland. The two of them hosted the go-go rock and roll show of the 80s called The Tube. So I went down for breakfast in the morning and in the bowl was a little piece of paper saying anyone who comes to this house puts £5 in this bowl. And I thought it had stayed with us all night. We hadn't talked about it or anything. And I thought that's good, but this really does require more. This requires something of the self. And I thought I'll call it Who's on the Show. Remember, the Rats were tapering off now. So I couldn't guarantee that we were going to have a hit, you know. So what I do is I write tunes, so does he, and that's the most I could do. So if we're not going to have a hit, find the people who can make this a hit. So I called a tube and I said, who's on? She said, Midge, she's here beside me. And I said, put him on, and...
Who says no? You know, none of us had seen the footage, as Bob said. We were all out working. And he said, he told me what he'd just seen. He said, can we meet up? We did. Met up in London. Came to the obvious conclusion that we're actually skilled at nothing but possibly writing a tune. It was kind of cold and calculated when you think about it. If we wrote a Christmas tune, you know, we couldn't just cover a Christmas tune because 50% of the money generated from a record goes to the writers. So I had to write something. So Bob had this this thing. And I went home after our meeting.
Excellent tune.
That's what I meant to say.
Of course.
This wondrous,
the producer,
thing.
please, I saw that shot. That left me as I was making this point because it's his daughter running this show.
Gonna tell you all.
Oh, wow. OK.
Yeah, so I you know, having spoken about this, we made a Christmas tune and got it to #1 with the help of all our friends, of course. You know, a record can sell 2, 3 times as many over a Christmas period as it can #1 any other time of the year.
Yeah.
So I went home and I came up with my little Z-Cars theme, and Bob turned up the next day with a guitar with hardly any strings on it and sang me what he had. And I spent 4 days in my studio gluing all this together, playing all the instruments and stuff, while Bob bludgeoned our poor friends to come and join us and help do this thing.
So back in the day, I mean, in that era, there weren't mobile phones. So you were phoning, like, people's offices, phoning their management to try and corral them all to do it.
So we've forgotten a lot of this, but there's, you know, and neither of us thought about, you know, outtakes of stuff. So the video was made, and Jill Sinclair, who sort of finds all this stuff for Band Aid, she found all the outtakes and pieced it together into this extraordinary documentary, which is going out Thursday or Friday.
That's
Channel
right,
4.
No, not Channel 4.
BBC 4.
Again,
BBC 4.
Yeah.
Who briefs you? Who does your research? Dealey, can you be professional? Because we are. BBC 4, for God's sake. And,
oh, no. Shamed by Bob Gelt off live on telly. I mean,
I'm going to tell.
No, but actually, I think... Why not? If anyone,
I'll meet him there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh my God.
On the outtakes, which are part of the new video, which is equally extraordinary to the song. I mean, just it's immense. Anyway, we're saying another bit. I'm trying to be serious, talking. What we try and do, we're trying to raise £70,000. You know, and I sit on the desk against the tape machine, and the tape machine starts whirring. My bum has set off the tape machine, and I go like this, and he looks at me, and the two of us start laughing. I mean, what you've got is a load of spotty kids, basically out of school, called Duran Duran, Spandau Ballet, George Michael, Bono, very nervous. And I say to George Michael, I say, George, have you met Bono? He goes, no. I said, Bono, this is George Michael. And Bono looks suspicious. And he goes, hi. And George says, I get so nervous when I meet pop stars, you know. And Paul Young with this crap, dirty white T-shirt and spots and stuff. And you're going...
But there were kids running around as well in the
chaos. His face is a picture, because there's people... What about if we do this, Midge? And he's going... And he's just like this.
How we got anything, when you see the footage, how we got anything out of that day, I will never know.
But at the moment, there is some criticism being bandied around from fellow pop stars, the countries itself. How does that make you feel? And do you think you are still helping, and this new version will continue to help?
Oh, absolutely. The bottom line is that for 40 years, we have worked with the result of famine, climate change, war, you know, and the result of that is children. The result of that is you know, tonight there'll be someone sitting with no idea of where they're going to be living or sleeping or what they're going to be eating or whether they'll wake up tomorrow. That is the result that is there, that we deal with on a constant basis. You know, the fact that everyone has an opinion is great. We embrace that. You know, the fact that people are talking about this, we embrace that. You know, the dialogue is incredibly important. It brings it to the surface again. And it doesn't matter which side you're on. All sides need to be covered. You know, Africa standing on its own feet, absolutely, we get that. We totally agree with it. For 39.5 years, we have put money into long-term development within Africa, within sub-Saharan Africa. You know, for the first 6 months, it was immediate aid we had to send. It was medication and sorghum and high-protein biscuits and, you know, transportation, whatever. So we are there. The fact that people are discussing this and there is a dialogue going on is brilliant. That's what it's meant to do. Our job, all the way through the initial years of Band Aid, was to keep the cameras focused. I didn't want to go to Ethiopia. Bob couldn't go, but with the initial shipment of goods, we had to go because the cameras had gone over there somewhere. And we had to keep pulling those cameras, microphones back again. And that's what it's all about. Keep the media focused and keep the world focused on what the problems actually are. You know, you can't stop one end of the scale by focusing on the other. everything has to happen. You know, Africa has got to stand on its own feet, and it is, you know. But the people we are dealing with are the result of all the bad stuff. And that's what we'll continue to do.
Without a shadow of a doubt, you saved lives. Band-Aid has saved lives, Live Aid has saved lives.
And today, I mean, I wake up, as I keep saying, 10 or 12 emails. I just looked at it just before I came on. I don't have my phone over here.
No,
probably left
we probably took it from you.
Thing. Here it is. So today, Under Secretary General of the United Nations from Port Sudan, where the ships all landed. So he's talking about the mass rape of women, which is happening in Sudan, and which Band-Aid is spending money over in the Chad border. If those damaged, broken mothers and their panicked, exhausted children can escape and get over that border, we're there. We're there because of this song. Buy the thing, just buy it. Doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter whether you like George Michael or Bon. Just buy it. Just buy it. Because what's it does and here's the Under Secretary General of the United Nations live in Port Sudan. I know what you've endured as women and girls is beyond anything that I could possibly understand. It's beyond anything that I can explain to the world. We will take your stories and we will make sure the world hears you. So this is to us, by the way. This is a speech, but it's sent to us. We will support those NGOs and community groups who lead the response. Yes. Yes, we will. And between that meal and that hungry child this evening that Midge has just talked about, you are interposed. Look, you and I, and him and me, we can do nothing about the horror in Ukraine. We can do nothing about the horror in Palestine. We can do nothing about the fear of what Trump's going to do. We can do nothing about the cost of living for all of us this Christmas, or inflation, or whatever. But with this little pop song, we do have agency. We can move the world a fraction for some individual. We can look at them and say, there's another human being, I don't like this, and I'm going to interpose between that meal and that kid, and that record is the interposition. And I promise you, get this track. Just go and get it physically if you can find a record shop, download it or keep streaming.
Look, it's available to stream.
That person will get fed tonight and be protected and warmer and safer and start a life again of dignity.
That's amazing. Well, look, I'm just checking the date. Yeah, from tomorrow.
Do they know it's Christmas? It's the 2024 Ultimate Mix now. It will be available to buy on Friday, with all funds going directly to the Band-Aid Trust.
And you can watch the making of Do They Know It's Christmas on Friday at 9 p.m.
BBC 4.
On BBC
4.
Sir Bob, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Midge, thank you so much for everything you've done as well, not just for coming on this show, for everything you've done. You've helped change the world, and that's an amazing thing to have.
He hasn't, obviously.
Yeah, but his daughter's a really good TV producer.
She's amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, his daughter's a really good TV producer.
Bigs you guys up professionally with your research notes. Britain, what is wrong with television?
Oh, my goodness, right. Thank you very much, gents. Thank you so much.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. Sorry, talking.
We're on the telly.
It's been years.
We're on the reunion. Our next guests are one of the country's biggest pop bands ever, and now are taking their music to the stage in a brand new musical.
Here and Now features some of the band's biggest hits, including Tragedy and 5, 6, 7, 8, and will be soon coming to a theatre near you. So Lee, Claire and H are with us now to tell us more. Good morning.
Good morning. Lovely to see you.
How did this happen?
Steps the musical.
Yes.
The musical. Well, it's something we've been talking about for a very long time, and actually actively trying to make happen for about 7 years. So it's, you know, it's not an overnight. It's not been easy, and we've done it. It's proper. You know, we've done it properly. It's not just a flash in the pan. It's and something we always, because our songs are, even though people look at us and think, oh, they're just a novelty pop group, most of our songs are kind of stories in themselves. So it's amazing actually how quite a lot of the songs have taken on a real new meaning just by being woven through the script that Sean Kitchen has written. It's very exciting, and it's actually amazing that it's finally happening.
I can't work out what it's going to be, but I think it looks really exciting from the visuals we've seen. So tell me, how involved are you as Steps?
I mean, like Claire said, from day dot, We have been involved in the audition process, the casting process.
Creative.
Yeah, everything you
Story.
see on stage is us.
We even gave like some ideas and synopses ourselves to Sean, and I think the best way of explaining it is Sean knew what we didn't want.
Right.
When he was writing the story.
Right.
And we've created better best bargains, so it's all set in a superstore, which is
It's a
amazing.
seaside
superstore. So I think it's very relatable, it's very grounded.
Sorry, why a shop?
Why not?
It's reality.
OK, fine. So,
It's
so you go in,
related,
so you go in and you suspend reality for a second
I mean,
and
when
enjoy
you-
the song.
When you actually look at the shop, everything's pink and blue and really bright.
yeah,
and
it's
very
great.
happy.
It's
So
out
it's
there.
not. It's reality, but
There's
not.
the shop.
Yeah, there you go.
There's the shop.
There we
That's the
are.
shop. And
You want a shop there?
And what's the story? So tell us the story that runs through it.
So basically, the story is based around the 4 lead characters.
OK.
Kaz, who is our lead character, she's the kind of the linchpin between these 4 friends. She's about to turn 50, and her life is seemingly perfect. She's been approved to adopt a child. She's married. She's happy, and the 3 friends are all in very different situations, but look to her to say, "Your life's perfect. Why can't we have that?" And so she makes a pact with them that in 2 weeks they've got to sort their lives out to get it to where they want it to be. And then the story follows from there. And then it's, you know, Kaz's life turns out to be not quite as perfect as we think. And it's,
I know you think I sound a bit cynical, but I was kind of like, but the idea is that you had the story first and then you put the songs into the story. So it kind of makes a party atmosphere. And because you've got slow songs as well in your repertoire, then actually it helps the storytelling.
It's not so much that. I think Sean has been really, really clever with it, actually. And he's studied every single one of our songs, because there's quite a few that aren't in there that could have gone in.
Right, OK.
So he's really thought about where each song is placed, and narratively, they work perfectly.
Even 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, even 5, 6, 7, 8.
How does that one fit in?
It's the half price hoedown. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
I love that. Black Friday.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's really funny.
So how have you have you showed it to people? Have the audiences seen it now?
It's at the
What's been the response?
Well, it's at the Alex in Birmingham, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been sold out. It broke all box office records there, which was fantastic. It launched, the gala night was the 19th of November, and it's there till the 30th of November still.
Yeah, just another
So
week.
it is there. If you want your tickets, go and see it at the Alex in Birmingham. But then we are launching a tour starting the 2nd of September next year, and that goes on for 10 months, up and down the country, and it opens in Manchester.
Wow, and do you think it might end up in the West End, maybe?
I hope so. Yeah, we
Come
hope
on.
so.
We're
There were a few people that might have come last week that enjoyed it.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Are you quite tough bosses as well? Do you sit there with like a clipboard in the audience and go, right?
I think the great thing is we've all done musical theatre as well, so we get it.
For the kids, as it were, the young people, the actors and actresses in it, it must be quite intimidating for them as well, because they'll be old enough to know all of your songs, they'll be old enough to appreciate what you've all done, they'll be old enough to say you've had 30-year careers, you know what I mean? And then they're going on to sing your song.
Do you know what the best bit is?
Go on.
There's a Steps mega mix at the end.
The mega mix is amazing.
It's the longest
Is there a
finale
glitter
ever.
drop
It's
7
as
minutes.
well.
There's confetti. There's, you know,
I knew it.
Lee's like me, still can't believe it. You're like, yeah, it's amazing.
It's incredible, actually, to be in the audience and kind of listen to all our music in a very different way, and then hear all the reactions of the audience as well to what's happening on stage. And obviously, we've been there from day dot. We've put ideas forward. We've seen it come off the page, and it's now there. It's real. It's in our face, and it's just a phenomenal experience for us in a very different way.
And do you know what's lovely to hear the cast? They're having an absolute ball. They're really enjoying it. And a couple of times when we went to watch it, we sneak out and we stand by the side so you can see a few of them in the wings, and they're all singing along and dancing in the wings while the mega mix is going on. So it's to have a cast that are really loving being in it, enjoying it.
Also, we have Judi Dench's daughter in the cast.
Yes.
Dame Judy's daughter.
Yeah, she came to see it.
Dame Judy has seen it.
Yeah.
Has she?
She has.
What did she think? She loved it. She was up dancing.
What was the line at the end?
She said, "What's that bit at the end where they do all the songs again for no
Why do
reason?"
they do all the songs again for no reason? Maybe we can do that in Hamlet. We'll repeat all the best lines and do it again at the end. So she loved it. She loved it.
So it's playing now.
Yeah, until the 30th at the Alex in Birmingham.
In Birmingham.
And then it opens in September next year. at the Opera House Theatre in Manchester.
Which is a big space.
Yeah.
It's a big old space.
You know what's so nice as well is just seeing you all together after 30 years. And there's no animosity. You all love each other. It's
still here.
It's lovely.
Still doing it.
Oh, I love it.
Can't get rid of them.
Yeah. Still here.
Thank
you. Still here. Look,
you,
honestly, I'd love to see it as well because genuinely,
should go.
There's a real
feel good.
Yeah, exactly. It's a feel good thing, and that's a.
I defy anybody to walk out of that theatre without a smile on their face.
Okay.
Honestly.
Here and Now, the Steps musical will begin touring the UK and Ireland from August 2025. Tickets to selected locations are available now. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.
So honoured because Calvin and Liz join us this morning. I bet this is like a little holiday for you, isn't it? Coming into London.
That. Yeah.
This is like a day. This is day.
Have you been in the hotel and everything as well?
Oh, I've had a full breakfast.
Oh, lovely.
You're just there going, there's no mud. There's just no mud.
Having a lovely time. Welcome to the sofa. Thank you for coming on. Series 2. This is great. Are you still learning? That's what I want to know.
I think so. I think all our farming friends tell us, you learn every day.
Yeah.
This is our 3rd year now. We feel so much, more capable now. But still, there's things that happen, as this series will show, where we're still in new waters at times, and in deep waters where we think, can we do this?
Yeah.
We've never done this before.
Who can we ring to help? And there's nobody. Just us.
But we just plod on and carry on and loving it.
What's the steepest learning curve do you think you've had in the last 3 years?
Well, this season we get cows.
Yeah.
And that is like taking
That
farming.
game changer.
It's a game changer. The sheer size of the animals, how you have to deal with them. I always say I could confidently herd 100 sheep if I could, but the cows take it up to the next level, and I think that's where you see there's a real journey on that in this series.
I think they're quite scary, actually. When you come face to face to a cow, it's happened to me quite a few times. It's actually quite intimidating. Yeah, I know. Seriously, I have seen cows quite often, and they are quite intimidating. Do you find them intimidating?
Well, one of them was in love with Calvin at first.
Are you
and
serious?
used to get jealous of me.
Still is.
She still is.
Still loves me.
She's warmed to me a little bit, but she loves Calvin and she gets annoyed if I'm around. So I have to sing to her and pretend I'm really nice. And I mean, I am nice. I'm not just pretending.
I will say there's a connection with cows. I can't believe we're on here talking about connections with cows, but there is, and that's what I never realised with sheep and pigs. But there's something with the cows you'll see in the series that there's just something so. You look at them and you feel like they are looking back at you, and I've not really had that with another animal.
Yeah, you don't get that with
dairy or beef?
Beef. So we've got a beef
that's
herd,
the
yeah.
thing. It must be the hardest thing then. And I've got mates of mine that are farmers, and that mate of mine said that her dad would get so upset when it came to taking them to market that he'd go and do his mate's cows, and his mate would come and do his.
Oh, really?
Because he didn't want to be there when they weren't there, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? Because of that connection.
Yeah, we've not done it with the cows yet. We've done it with lamb and with our pigs. I slightly kind of the other end. It's been a real sense of pride, and this is coming from somebody who's only ever consumed meat.
Yeah.
And to suddenly get a full understanding of the process, to rear that animal with love, with care. Your endeavour every single day is for the best of that animal, and that is genuine. And then when it comes to a time when you've got the privilege of eating that animal, for us, that's something that the kids grasp so amazingly well, and the responsibility there. And like I say, it's a celebration, and that's why when you go again, your efforts are always there for, you creating, and without us eating meat, there wouldn't be those animals anyway.
Yeah.
So I think we're really passionate about that and letting the kids see the whole process.
Letting them have a good life.
Yeah.
The kids are wonderful. They're getting stuck in now. How have they become different in any way? Obviously, the twins, they don't know any difference, but what have you noticed with your children?
Oh, they still won't go to bed when you tell them. And...
They don't listen to us. They don't do anything we say, but they do want to be stuck in on the farm. Like, they really do. And they don't want us to get involved. They want to do it themselves and be really independent. But, it's chaos with the kids. We've got 4 kids. We're trying to juggle work and life. And our school run the other day was, you couldn't find any socks, so someone's missing a shoe. You dress one twin, another twin's getting undressed while you're at it. Then you finally get in the car. We're always late. It's chaos. And just like every working family.
The nicest thing to see with the kids is their connection with animals. And I think kids have got that just instinctive empathy.
Yeah.
And to see them with an animal, and they look at the animal in wonder, and it's just so pure. It sounds a bit cliche, but it is. To sit back and witness that, that's the life. They're the moments when you think, yes, it's hard, it's challenging, there's so much to take on as a family you've never found before, but you see moments like that. And seasonally as well, they get to see the seasons, you know, in change and getting awareness of the environment and the land. It's just, to witness that makes it all worthwhile.
And eventually that farm is going to be the kids' farm. And obviously there's been all this controversy regarding this 20% tax on inheritance tax. Where do you stand on it?
Well, we would be those families that would be affected, you know, directly. And this, I think, unfortunately, is just a tax, it feels, on British family farms that are designed to decimate them. And it would be disastrous, not just for the community, not just for farming, but for society as well. As consumers, I think it would impact and affect everybody. And so
a lot of it feels like I said, I got mates in farmers. A lot feels like there's a frustration. Not just that, it's a frustration like how much money they get, how they're treated, how we treat our farmers, how supermarkets dictate the price and so forth.
I think that's why I think for me the importance of our show, many shows alike, is that if we can just continually bridge that gap and showcase the life. It's our take on things, but overwhelmingly, it's a positive outcome. It's a big transition at the minute for agriculture, but for us, we're still very positive. We're looking forward, and hopefully the show showcases that.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of optimism there.
New series of Fletcher's Family Farm returns on Sunday at 11:30 on ITV1, 7 o'clock on ITVB. Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
And Jenny McAlpine, she joins us right now. Good morning, my darling. Good morning. It's so lovely to see him in the jungle at the moment. How are you finding it? Are you enjoying this year's series?
Yeah, I so am. And I keep thinking, like, now I'm here in the Rovers, he should kind of be here with me. Is he going to bed now? What time is it in Australia? That's what I thought. That's what I just keep thinking.
Oh, that's so lovely.
Because we're missing him. I'm sort of missing my right arm here, but I think he's going to bed. I think he'll be tucking himself up unless he's doing a nighttime challenge.
Yeah. Jenny, were you nervous about him going in? Were you excited for it? You know, what sort of person is he? Is he a homebody? Does he like the grey outdoors?
A homebody, but also not nervous at all. No, I wasn't. I knew he'd be great. He is what you see. He's... I knew he'd get on with people, you know, that's what you've got to do when you're there, get on with people, muck in. So he is a homebody, like he loves his home comforts, but he is a bit of a sort of adrenaline junkie. Right. You know, I think, you know, in his older age now, he does less of it, but, you know, back in the day, he likes... So I think he would have loved a skydive or... something similar, but yeah, anything sort of a bit scary, he's all right with.
Do you think he's getting a little bit shortchanged a little bit? Maybe he needs to do some more trials. Do you think?
We definitely need him to see. He's gonna love me for saying this. Yeah, of course we need to. I need him to. I need him mainly because I've explained it to him, but it's hard to explain until you've experienced it. We need him mainly to experience those green ants, because I know they don't look much when we're watching it on the telly, but they are, honestly, I can't describe it. And they go everywhere, like everywhere. And you are sometimes feeling and finding them for days. So he needs to experience that.
Yeah, we saw Dean, I think, tackle those last night.
Yeah, he absolutely hated it.
He wasn't a big fan.
I mean, I know Dean doesn't like much, bless him. But those screams, honestly, everyone would do that with the green ants. They are something.
So what tips did you give him before he went in? Like, did you sit down and have a chat about it?
Yeah, mainly, and I was happy that he's had a little bit of sugar in the little cupcakes that they had the other night, because that is my main thing. That was mine. Just if they ask you what you want, like if we were to give you a treat at some point, if you're all very well behaved, what would you have? Which they do. Then sugar. Don't say like cheese or something, because you don't want that when you're in there.
You definitely want sugar. I mean, you did so well when you was in the jungle.
You want a chocolate bar.
You did so well when you was in there.
Shall I see if they still fit?
Oh, did you
see if they still fit?
I can't believe you actually took it.
I can't tell you. Right, listen.
Looks good.
Shall I let you into a secret?
Go on.
So, I had the biggest head in our jungle cast. So this is a 59 hat, which I think it might have even got bigger, my head, because it's a bit snugger now. Some people were like on 52s, 53s, and I was on 59. Anyway, just a little tidbit for you there. I think it still smells a bit of sort of fire, but my friend's just had a sniff of it, whose husband was a firefighter, so maybe that's why she's got the... And she says no, but maybe it's just evoking the memories because you just can't get that smell of that campfire off you.
Do you know, that's one of my biggest regrets,
to keep it on or take it off now.
Keep the hat. The fact that I didn't keep the hat.
Can you walk out, with your stuff?
They told me that you wasn't allowed. They said, you're not allowed to take anything. So I listened to what they said and didn't take a thing.
I am clearly a thief. Yeah, no one would want this, honestly. There has been fish guts, sweat, tears, however many years. How long is it? 7 years ago. Honestly, it's still all in there, so...
Jenny, what
Shall
do you
I
think?
take this off or put it back on? I
keep
don't know what
it
to do
on.
now.
Leave it on.
Jenny, what are the
right, here
biggest
we go.
challenges do you think he'll face? Because I remember when they saw... I mean, I've met him a few times down the years. He's such a lovely guy. But when I loved his film when he went in and he said, I'm a vegetarian. He said, not because I don't like meat or fish, just because I was too lazy to chew anything when I was a kid, so my mum just gave me vegetables.
That's hilarious.
What do you think his biggest...
And
What are his biggest challenges?
He's got better. He's got better in his old age, but honestly, he was one of the only vegetarians who didn't eat vegetables. So younger, I mean, he ate chips and cheese. He won't mind me telling you that. His mother couldn't get any vegetables in him. So, you know, this is going to be a challenge. He's better. I have seen him eat vegetables, but he's even said that. He said that on screen the other, like, when he was first in, you know, I've not tried every vegetable out there, you know, but the thing is, you think these veggies are going to get it easy, but then when they do those challenges, they have that stuff like that vomit fruit and whatever else, and that is...
We've had some of that in the studio. Desperate.
It's disgusting.
Did you have any of that, Alice?
Oh, yes, I did. It's
that's
absolutely
worse than like a
disgusting.
testicle.
Well, Jenny, the thing is, I really wish him all the best. I really do. If he can survive the cobbles, he can survive the jungle, as far as I'm concerned.
Listen, a trial with Ant and Dec, the worst that Ant and Dec can throw at you is nothing compared to, you know, what these cobbles can throw at us over the years.
Oh, thank you so much for joining us, Jenny. Thank you.
Lovely chatting.
Bye, darling.
Thank you, guys.
Oh.
Should have kept the hat. I'd love to have seen you in that hat.
Oh, well, it's gone. The moment's gone, darling. The moment's gone.
Yeah, you scare me every single day.
I'm a good luck prankster, jokester. Hello everyone, it's Tasha and Alyash here.
Good morning. We are backstage at This Morning playing the game of Who's Most Likely To.
Should we get started?
Let's get started. Are you nervous?
Never. Who's most likely to arrive late to rehearsals? Come on.
Easy.
No.
Don't
you
even.
always turn up late.
I don't turn up late.
He turns up like 10 minutes late. No, Alyash, come on.
I would. Yeah.
You have to be
I'm
honest.
only gonna do this because red looks nice on white right now. That's the only reason why I'm doing it this side. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna admit it here. I've been late twice or three times for big chunks. Yeah.
When have I been late?
Every day.
No, I have not.
For like 5 minutes though, so it's okay.
Never.
So it's fine. 3 minutes. Okay, next question before we... Who needs more coffee?
I've never seen someone drink coffee so much in my life.
Speaking
Honestly.
Of, I actually need a coffee right now, to be honest. I was just thinking that before we started doing this.
Yeah, no, it's like an addiction. He loves coffee so much.
If I'm shaking, if I don't get it. You don't even drink coffee.
No, I don't like coffee.
Oh.
I'm a Yorkshire tea girl.
Yorkshire tea. Being from Yorkshire, which is cool, isn't it? You're next.
Who's the biggest joker?
It's you. Yeah, you scare me every single day.
I'm a good like prankster, jokester. You're a bit of a jokester as well, though.
I try, but I got nothing on you. That's like, you're a different level of...
Yeah, I'm like level 1000.
Level 1000.
I'm not there.
That's a big level, that. Who's most likely to get distracted during rehearsals? Unbelievable. If there is a bird flying just next to the studio, as I'm explaining something, I can see your eyes going, so Tash, you need to step on a toe. Was it just a bird? It's It's not gonna say hi.
Yeah, but it's so easily distracting.
Yeah,
and like, the thing is, I can multitask. I can like listen to Ayash, and also my eyes will be elsewhere, but I know what you're saying.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I'm like a computer.
Literally.
Yeah.
You are, yeah.
It just comes in somehow.
On. Go.
Who's the biggest perfectionist? Oh, that's tricky.
Tough. That's tough. I think we're both very,
I think
very
middle.
much so.
Can we do middle?
Can we do like that? High five. There we go.
Yeah, middle.
That's
I think,
undecided.
yeah, I think we both strive for perfection.
Mm-hmm. And we, let's be honest, achieve it.
Slay.
Wow. Just said that on camera. Who is the bigger fan of the glitter and sequins?
I love the glitter and sequins, the costumes. When it comes to costumes, I'm like, give me all the tassels, sequins, glitter, everything, throw it on. I want it all. So I love it.
So yesterday we were in the car leaving rehearsals, and Tasha very seriously turns towards me and goes, I haven't worn a fringe yet. I was like, well, what do you mean? Yeah, I haven't had a fringe dress yet. So you are embracing the Strictly sequence more than anyone I've ever seen.
I was a bit sad though. I was like, I've not worn a fringe dress yet.
I really want to be a fringe.
There you go.
There you go.
Hope you all enjoyed Most Likely to Game with us both.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye.
And we're very excited because we're joined by Bill Nighy now.
Lovely to
Both
see you,
of us sat there yesterday. We watched the movie from
destroyed
beginning to end. What a lovely movie to be a part of.
Yeah, no, I'm very pleased. I was just saying to Dermot, it's one of the best jobs I ever had, and it's one of the most pleasant experiences I've ever had at work. And it's such a big story, about which I knew very little until I got the gig. And it's quite extraordinary. These three people, two scientists and Patrick Steptoe, the surgeon who I play, persisted for 10 years, and they failed and they failed and they failed, and the newspapers called them Dr. Frankenstein, and the church came out against them, and people didn't talk to them. They got no support or funding from anywhere, and yet they continued. And Louise Brown was born probably 47 years ago, and they were then hailed as medical pioneers, and the church retired their criticism, and everybody, and now it is estimated 16 million women who have children who would not have had children had they not persisted. So, and one of the great things about it is that Jean Purdy, played by the fabulous Thomasin McKenzie in the movie, she was airbrushed from the whole history because she basically didn't have a penis. So she was completely, wiped out. In fact, she provides the last piece of the puzzle that made the whole thing possible. So this film is the first time that she's been kind of placed front and centre in the story, so that's a good thing.
Well, because she never went on to win a Nobel Peace Prize because she died actually at the age of 39, I think, of cancer. Yeah. But they've commemorated her work now on a plaque.
Yeah, they have finally, yeah.
Right.
And this film is testament to her courage. And she was the one that when they did, in fact, give up at one point.
Yeah.
And she was the one that galvanised them and got them back in the race and made it all possible. So
there's nothing like cinema for that, I think. To just tell those untold stories.
Yeah.
And TV to a degree as well. But just that 2 hours of just encapsulating a story and telling these untold stories from history, the genes of the world. It's just it's just a beautiful film to be a part of. And like I said, I watched it yesterday and came in this morning to say, Kat, and I said, that destroyed me last night. Yeah. Well, what amazed me was, and it was a different time, and we are quite a slow species to catch on, but the amount of public pushback that all three of them had to endure.
Yeah, I know. We do panic at scientific developments traditionally.
Yeah.
But it was quite extraordinary, and that was what really drew me to the project above anything else, really, was just the extremity of the protests against it and the attacks they had to endure. Because it's just another example of how we panic at certain points and it's not necessary. And now it's seen to be one of the greatest developments in medicine.
I mean, there's moments in the film where a baby turns up and there's Sinner written on it, there's Frankenstein lives here, but it even went as far as Jean and her own mother, who was very poorly as well. She was, she was a very active member in her church, and they actually didn't communicate.
Yeah, It was that live an issue that it would divide families, you know, in the way that very few things do.
Yeah.
It was, but now, you know, it's almost universally seen as a fabulous development.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful point, I suppose, the producer, directors, Jack Thorne, great Jack Thorne, directly impacted by IVF. That was, you know, hugely important to be led by people with a personal connection to it. I mean, I always think actors should be able to act anything because that's what you do, right?
Sure.
But it must be nice to have that resonance.
Yeah, the producer, Amanda Posey, Ben Taylor, the director, as you say, Jack Thorne, the writer, they all have IVF children.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they came together on that basis, but anyway, that's how it turned out. Yeah. So yeah, that wasn't pressure, that was encouragement to get it right.
But there's also a moment in the film where you're talking to Jean and she finally lets you examine her because she's got endometriosis. And it's such a heartfelt scene where you turn around and you go to her, science isn't ready for you yet.
Yeah. I know, it's awful.
And you suddenly realise, wow, that, you know, this is so far-reaching and there are so many women. There are lots of women who have been helped, but there are other women who can't be too.
Sure. But it's like anything, when you get involved in something that you don't particularly know about, you then, in this case, I then discover that, you know, not half the people I know, but a large percentage of the people I know have been touched by IVF either directly or indirectly because it's been so successful.
Yeah. You met Louise Joy Brown as well during...
Yeah, Louise Brown, the very first IVF baby, she came to the set. She was then 45 and it was quite extraordinary for her, you can imagine. And her sister, because Patrick Steptoe, my character, called her mother after her successful birth and said, "You want to do it again?" And she said, "Sure," because she was devoted to Patrick Steptoe. And so Louise has a sister who got married at 16 and had 5 children. And so a little bit of IVF history is that she became the very first IVF grandmother.
Wow.
Little known IVF fact.
Wow.
But Louise coming was a big day. Yeah.
And yet you're not going to watch it.
No.
Watch any of your own films.
No. Even though at some points I have a mask over my face, I've got glasses and a very, very embarrassing hat, which you have to wear. But the day that Louise Brown I had to deliver her, you know, it's a cesarean section. It's not that complicated. It's a couple of incisions and, you know, there's a lot of muscle and you're out there, you know. I could probably pull it off if you really...
Oh, my Lord, that's very brave talk, isn't it?
But it was a very edgy day because it's a long while since I've held a slippery baby.
Yeah.
And they had to smear, you know, or whatever it was over the child, and I had to, there were lots and lots of takes, and it was a very hard floor.
Brilliant.
And I had wet gloves.
And on that note, Joy is in Chris Cinemas now and is available on Netflix from tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.